Whole lot of money on the counter. For real. Hold up. I got a whole lot of money on the calendar. The nigga been counting, but I almost lost count. For real. Whole lot of money on the calendar. I got a whole lot of money on the calendar. The nigga been counting, but I almost lost count. For real. I got a whole lot of money on the calendar. The nigga been counting, but I almost lost count. For real. Got a whole lot of money on the calendar. The nigga been counting, but I got a whole lot of money on the calendar. The nigga been counting, but I almost lost count. For real. Got a whole lot of money. Got a whole lot of money.
Who's got the levels on band?
Weight gang from the 50s to the 100s. I'm posted up on they block like drumming. On feet, me and Trey 500. Big joke blood in my veins, so this hustling shit none. We got packs for the low, racks on the floor. She shaking ass in this fat, throw it back for young joke. Ooh, strapped with a pole. Blast if you close with a flick, getting gone, do the dash, throwing foes. First thing first, nigga, fuck all my ops. 4 shot us in this V and we all got popped. I done passed for a bag in Balenciagas. He ain't get that get back for his dead partner. Dead niggas in this wood, damn near can't breathe. They said why that nigga died, think it's fake beef. You can run, ain't getting far, can't escape these. Put a flash in his face, make him say cheese. We got packs for the low, racks on the floor. She shaking ass in this fat, throw it back for young joke. Ooh, strapped with a pole. Blast if you close with a flick, getting gone, do the dash, throwing foes. We got packs for the low, racks on the floor. She shaking ass in this fat, throw it back for young joke. Ooh, strapped with a pole. Blast if you close with a flick, getting gone, do the dash, back and forth. Videos, I know they sick of me. Missing peaches on the daily, she got sick on us. We ain't gonna talk about that boy, he turned bitch on us. That was his mans on that skit till he snitched on him. I bounced back, reloaded, and dumped clip on him. They was sleeping for a while, now I'm shitting on him. Aaron Donald, I just sent another blitz on him. Hey, purple jeans on my ass, sipping Tris only. Boston B fitted hats and so y'all shirts. Me and the gang came for the ring like Jalen Hurts. Ain't no sauce out this shit, I just made it work. Stayed down for the come up, nigga, wait your turn. Got my foot on niggas' necks, ain't no letting up. I was last in that race, started catching up. Ain't no spite in this bitch, pour 7 up. Hey, late night in the stew, I see you at like 7 something. Morning. We got packs for the low, racks on the floor. She shaking ass in this fat, throw it back for young joke. Ooh, strapped with a pole. Blast if you close with a flick, getting gone, do the dash, throwing foes. We got packs for the low, racks on the floor. She shaking ass in this fat, throw it back for young joke. Ooh, strapped with a pole. Blast if you close with a flick, getting gone, do the dash, throwing foes.
What's the deal? What's the deal? Welcome to the Cash Out Podcast. I'm your host, Q.Bone, and of course, we got my man DJ 808 on the ones and twos. And today, we got a very special guest in the building, my big dog, Big Q.Bone. Q.Bone, what's going on, homie?
Hello, man. You know how it is, man. Clay, man. I'm so proud of you, brother, man. For having me on your show, man. It's been a long time coming, man. I watched you build this Cash Out squad, man, from way back in the day, man.
Hey, man, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you said, it's been a long time coming, man, and I'm just honored to have you here today, man. You know what I mean? So for those who may not know, give them a little bit of history about yourself, who you are, where you come from, what you got going on.
Well, man, I'm basically born and raised in South Central Los Angeles, off that east side, low bottoms, of 47 San Pedro. Everybody know me as Big Q-Bone from Fivers Broadway, original, man. But, everybody know me now as the late 1992, now the peace treaty, man, very instrumental in bringing the brothers together, Bloods and Crips and unity, man, and unifying us, man. I'm a peacemaker. I'm a gatekeeper, man. I'm South Central Los Angeles native now, but now I'm living in the Bay Area, you know, trying to put my brand up and build my businesses up, man, from Munchie Menu, to the new ride app I just started off called Jiggy Meat, So I'm going to that tech world, man, trying to conquer the food and the tech world together, man, this digital world, man, because social media has been a big highlight in life now, in everybody's life now, so I might as well go on a piece of that pie, you know?
Come on, man. You know what I mean? We got to do it, man. You hear me? We going to get every piece of the pie, man, on the real. But listen, we going to get right into it, man. I want these folks to know a little bit of history from one of, like you said, the natives, first generation of this culture in LA, man. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to start from the beginning. businessman. I remember your father taking a picture. You and your father was taking a picture by a banner. It said businessman. Was that one of the first original names to our community?
Yeah, but happened was back in 1960s and 50s, when gangs first started, when the blacks first migrated here before the Black Panthers and all that, the gangs, they were created to protect where we lived at, from the Pueblos all the way to South Park, really that low bottom area right there. So the businessman was created out of South Park. That was the first ever gang created, a social club created out of South Park to protect us, and that was in like the late 50s or over to the early 60s. And I was born in 64, so yeah, my father and them was one of the originators, Barry White, all them. They all came out of, anybody from King Boulevard all the way to Slauson, from Central Avenue to Broadway, to where the Figueroa basically was businessmen's. Then you had the gladiators, you had the Slausons, and then you had the outlaws in the 20s and the Roman rebels on the west side over there by the Manular. And then you had Watts and different other things. But yeah, the businessmen came out of our community. That was started.
Okay. Okay, that's what's up. So now that not know that because I never got a chance to ask that. I knew one day I reserved that question for a reason in life. I guess just really following the universe. I
Right.
reserved that question. I could have been asked y'all about that a long time ago, but I was like, you know what? One day me asking that question is going to be lucrative, and I'm glad we able to get it out on the platform so we can get it to the world. You know what I'm saying at one time. So I remember hearing in 1971. That's when the Broadway Boys actually came. So we actually our community went through a few brands before we became Broadway Gangsters. You know what I'm saying? So in 19, I guess 70s, that's when the Broadway Boys had came about.
Yeah, Broadway boys was always hanging out on Broadway and Gage. And the homies just go down there and hang. Well, they were living down
Right.
there. People homies were living down there. Going Bethune, Big T and them, see the Mike, Line Capone and all them. They were getting down there. And when they were doing down there, Broadway was when the homies started to start Pirates Broadway on 52nd and Broadway, uh, they had no name. So it was just a Crip side, just a Crip thing coming in. All the branches start coming out of the Crips, different sets and stuff. So when all was created, it was T and them went down there. T and cousin Larry retired, went down there to the Broadway boys. And, said we're gonna start Broadway Gangs and Crips. And I couldn't go, "Oh, okay, go ahead. That's how Broadway Gangs and Crips came about. And then, the other homie went around and said, now we're gonna be 52nd Street, Fire Deuce Broadway Gangs and Crips. And that's the Fire Deuce Broadway Gangs and Crips came into effect. With True, Crazy Pope, and Daddy Cool, and all the homies and everything. It's a blessing to be able to be around these guys, man, and be raised up with these dudes, man, and know that I'm able to tell that history the way it was told to me and the way I seen it raised up. I'm born and raised there, so I watch all this transpire from the businessman to the Crips to where we at today. So yeah, that's how the Broadway boys came into effect. They was always on Gage and Broadway.
Right, right, right. And I remember again back in the day because I know our history and stuff like this is for the consumer's sake. When we became the Broadway Boys or even the Crips in general, just for the consumers, what was the original structure of being a Crip? Because I know today they depict us as like very demonic type people, like we're just destructive and stuff like that. And there's a lot of great stuff that come out the communities, especially our community, that people don't get to hear about or know about. So just hearing it from one of the first generation Crips, what was the original structure to being a Crip in those times in life?
That was considered like community revolutionary in progress, and that was basically built to protect our community. They really was overlapping what the businessman was doing at first. Then the businessman turned Black Panthers. Then after that, that's when the Crips started in '69 was because we wanted to protect our community from outside people coming in, disrupting our community. So it basically was a social club. The word gang came in because society started pushing us to the violent part about that because we wasn't taking no mess. We wasn't taking you to come do nothing with it. We wasn't taking no you to come push upon it. We wasn't violent, but we wasn't non-violent. So we're self to violent. Whatever you push that coin on, we're gonna push that line on you back then. So the history really was all togetherness. It was about being together, about doing stuff together, about being family orientated, We all went to school, elementary school together. We all grew up together. Our fathers and mothers was from the same community. They did what we did. We didn't follow pursue what our grandmothers and our mothers and fathers did. That's all, protect our community in any way that means necessary.
Nah, most definitely, most definitely. And I noticed that you said that you had spent some time with Tookie and Jamel. What was it like growing up with them guys? Because those is like some original names from the Crip card as well. So what was your experience growing up as kids in South Central Los Angeles in your time? Because today is way different from what the world looked like in your time. So how was it like? How was it like growing up with them two?
Man, it was a blessing growing up with them brothers, man, because them brothers paved the way for a lot of us. Extras. I mean, they two big buff dudes. My daddy was big back in the day, so I knew what it like to have weights, lift weights, and be that big dude in the community. The biggest dude, the baddest dude, and everybody got respect and salute. The physique. So watching Tookie and Jamal, that was something. That was like watching the Mr. USA. And all them come up in life. Man, they was an idol to us, man. They was some dudes that it wasn't the violence that they portrayed them to be that got us to love one of them, but it was the solidarity that they did. 'Cause they started something along with Raymond Washington and all of us, rest of us, that created something that was everybody wanted to be a part of. You know what I mean? So it was unified. It was loyalty there, man. They showed that they can go in the parks, man, and lift weights, man, and do this here, and make a reputation for themselves as individuals who they was. So everybody wanted a reputation at that time. 'Cause see, back then, clout was a serious word. You had clout, you was a shit. Nowadays, clout is all distorted.
Okay, so and I know in that time, and that's crazy that the word cloud has been around that long. So in that time, you know what I'm saying? Because before we was able to experience the 1992 peace treaty, it had to get real dangerous in the LA County area. So from businessmen to Broadway boys, in between those times up until 1992, what happened that has separated the Bloods and the Damu? I mean the Crips and the Damus within that time? Like, how did we get separated so fast between that little portion of area?
Well, because you got to look at it. Everybody want to be chiefs and engines, and there you got everybody want to have it their way. Everybody is not from the same community, so you have other. You start getting fractures. You got people start breaking away from the original concept and start the brotherhood of it all and start breaking into fractions and stuff like that. Little incidents happen and stuff, and that triggered a lot of people don't want to be no Crip no more. They want to be something else, and the other gang they still held their solidarity into each other for the brotherhood, and they end up staying solid with each other. And the Crips, we just like you said, it's a black sheep. As a black sheep, we tend to fall away from everybody else and fall into the prey of what we've been doing now. And I think that right there separated the solidarity between that was started the Bloods and the Crips, because the Bloods attended their time with the Damu, the brotherhood, of saying the word blood, the continuous of blood back in the days when we was kids. You know what I'm saying? We use the cuz now and brought it to our own unique thing, our own unique way, and that made people want to join something new and different too. Being a Crip, it was hard to be a Crip. It was more easy to be a Blood, but it was hard on the Blood because there was a lot of Crips back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to be the Crip. Everybody wanted to. It was just a name that's catchy. You got to realize this. And then the things we was doing, and like, what this is what it's about. So but basically, we really was just changing the whole concept of unifying to split, to divide and conquer.
Right, right, right. Because again, the acronyms for CRIP, Community Revolution in Progress, you know what I'm saying? If the outside world wouldn't know that, they would only deem us something treacherous or dangerous or something to that degree when it's actually about building. And then if I'm wrong, correct me. And I know we not Damos, we Keyways, but the acronym for blood was brotherly love overcoming our depression, correct?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so yeah, so those was positive entities, and we had a clear outlook on what we wanted to do for our community, and then things just quickly changed, and things got blown out of proportion, and we became separated as Keyways and Damus, and then we got up until 1992 when dude got beat, you know what I'm saying, Rodney King, that stuff happened, and then the city exploded. You know what I'm saying? What made you at that time in life? Because I was still just a kid. What made you in that time in life feel like, what? We need to come together right now because this shit is getting out of control. In 1992, putting that peace treaty together between the Damus and the Keyways. What inspired you to do that?
But really, man, I always been a person of loving my brothers and stuff, want us to be together. I was raised that way. But I always knew that once you decide to join gang, you separate yourself from the big picture to the smaller picture. You know, but that's what I did. So all my life I was doing. I always like, you know, when I go to prison or jail and stuff, I was getting along with everybody. You know, I get along with different dudes and stuff. Even a lot of dudes that was our enemies. I don't know something about. I get along. So when the peace treaty happened in '92. I was really the last person from the hood to go over there. Everybody went over there, you know, Boyd and all them that came with the hood, and everybody went to the Peblos and stuff. So it was about, what, like 3 in the morning. I get over there, you know, I'm doing my own thing. I ain't thinking about it. No peace treaty, no nothing. But, you know, something said, my sister said, man, you got to go over there and do that. You got to go over there and do it. You got to go over there and do that. So, you know, I went over there to the Peblos, man, and when I went over to the Peblos, bro, let me tell you something, man. I had butterflies in my stomach because, you know, I'm going to deal with people that I don't deal with normally with. You know what I mean? I'm going over there to deal with people that man, I go to war with. You know, and I done lost brothers, man, to this man, and friends and stuff. So I'm not believing this. I'm not getting that vibe. When I got there, bro, all that went away, man, and I embraced it. So I embraced it to, you know, to God. You know what I mean? To the Lord and stuff. And that's why I feel that made the peace of all of us. Because everybody say Watts started a peace treaty, South Central started a peace treaty. Everybody that's how our gang started. Everybody want to take credibility of starting something when it's all in actuality. I think God placed peace in each and every one of our hearts at the time of a crisis. And that's why we gave it peace, because we was getting blamed for starting a riot. We get blamed for everything in the streets. We get blamed for everything foul and wild. You know what I'm saying? When all actuality, we the ones who made the peace happen and bringing peace to our communities every day. Because some people don't get robbed, some people house don't get break in, some people don't get rolled down upon, some people live in our community know they ain't supposed to be over there. We give them passes, you know, we helping them out because they can't go live in their own communities. You know, remember that time when, you know, a lot of people got moved out their communities and stuff and moved to other communities. So, you know, that has a lot to do with while we was making peace, we came at peace that day. And that's why I'll put it at, because God ended that day. So from that day forward, you know, I believe then that we should always be together. And we just woke up because we got tired. And you know, like people say the riots start for Rodney King verdict. Yeah, it was the verdict, but do people really realize that it was really the little dude over there on 70th that was getting beat up and held by the police, you know? That's what it really was when they was beating him up on 70th and they was trying to force him in that car, and you know, and people got mad at doing that on Florence and Normandy. Then you got the girl Latasha Harley just got killed out there. That made a disruption against the Koreans and stuff. So, you know, it just a build up of pressure made the riots come, and then at the end of the day, we all got at peace.
Okay, now that's what's up. That's what's up. So, just from the history and stuff like that, because again, I was a kid at the time, you know, looking at this stuff. I mean, I was born, but definitely not understanding what was going on. And after the peace treaty in 1992 took place, how long would you say approximately did the peace last between the Keyways and the Damus before, you know, destruction came about again? Because I believe that the destruction was systematic. I don't think that it just, you know, fell off into our own hands, because, you know, I did a lot of studying and researching on this, and you know, I've learned that the police would, you know, instigate things between us when things got too calm between us. They would instigate things, and you know, some of the members just didn't have the understanding of what kind of games were being played between both sides. So, what time frame do you believe happened? How long? Like, basically, what I'm saying is, how long do you think the peace treaty lasts after the 1992 when y'all
I
first
think
initiated it?
from really from initiation as a whole, like for real, from the start. I think from '92 to '96, we kept it at bay. After '96, people start falling to their older ways. People start coming home, not wanting to be a part of this. People stop seeing what's the purpose of this and start going their old ways. Then, if you look at it, a lot of Damos and a lot of Crips start going at it with each other, against each other. That was always, you know, it was like, just look at the Broadways and the Peblos. We still have been that cool since '92. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of them. A lot of neighborhoods have not been like that ever since '92. Look at the A trades and Inglewood families; they still been cool since '92. You know, you look at the bounty hunters and the PJ; they still been cool since '92. You know, then you got individuals that's from every hood that's still been cool since '92. And most of the time, they hoods probably as a whole ain't still cool, but individuals in the hoods are still cool with certain individuals they met during that truce. And then you got a lot of people that have kids that's born out of that now. You know, so it's have no choice but to continue that with each other. So it really just opened up a pathway to where you got a choice now. Either you can be at peace with the blood and the crib, or you can be at war with the blood and the crib. And they can be at war with each other because right now it's individual shit's going on that's taking this whole thing. It's not really your whole hood's going to war no more. You know what I'm saying? It's not that people. The reason why a person riding through because somebody did something. They ain't riding through because everybody does something. Somebody did something to somebody and they riding through. It ain't like we all went down there to a house party and you just got into a gang fight with your enemy like you used back in the day that's going down from that day forward. No, it's individual situation that's containing, bringing everybody into the situations nowadays.
No, that's a big fact. That's a big fact. And again, I know that you've been sticking to this piece for a long time. This became a part of your life and stuff like that. You actually just had a 30-year anniversary and stuff like that, man. And I think that it's real big for the city to see because again, a lot of these people from other states and other countries, man, they look at us and they just deem us as terrorists and stuff like that. Again, they never publicize the positivity that we do as a community or anything to that nature. So what was the reason behind the 30-year anniversary? Was it just to give it the anniversary, or was it like definitely needed because we started to see more destruction in the city? How would you look at that?
Both. I would look at it both. For us that started in '92, and for us that's working has been doing it since '92, it's 30 years of peace with us as individuals. And then you look at the 30 years of peace as individuals. We done worked to try to keep peace, and we're looking at what's going on today in our communities and stuff with this mental health and how these youngsters and these olders out here is reacting and how stuff is taking place. Of course, that 30 years is needed to show them that, man, we can still do this here and we have to get back together and do this here. We can't sit there and let this divide and conquer, this Willie Lynch theory, this past theory get to us because a lot of youngsters don't know what's their history. They don't even know what's going on. They just joining to be joining. A lot of stuff we doing now we even do back then. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff you couldn't even play with back then, you're playing with now. And just like with the crip walking, it become a dance, it become a fad. Okay, we dancing now. Back then you couldn't dance. Now we can wear blue and red. You couldn't do that back then. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right.
Now, you can say certain things now you couldn't say back then. You know what I'm saying? So you can people recruiting and joining the gangs that you wouldn't dare join back then
Facts.
because of the life we lived. You wouldn't want to be there. You wouldn't want to be now. Everybody want to join it, not for protection, because it's the coolest thing to do.
Nah, I definitely feel you on that, man, on the real. So look, after the 30-year anniversary and stuff like that, I mean, again, I believe that it got through to some people, you know what I'm saying? But some people still was kind of like against it or whatever the case may be, because like you said, they don't know the history, they don't understand what's going on. So I remember again back then, because I've really watched this close throughout the years of my life, and I am one of the key ways that, definitely joined with a purpose, not for protection, not because it looked cool, but to make change in the community. You dig what I'm saying? I never really publicize it. I mean, I tell individuals, but never really publicize it. So now it's out publicly, right? So I remember a lot of work that you did back in the day and stuff like that, to the point where y'all even got the president's attention, Bill Clinton. You know what I'm saying? And he invited y'all to the inauguration in 1993. Man, how was that experience? Like, I mean, that's big for a dude from South Central LA to come from what they say something is dangerous, to be invited to the White House and inauguration. Like, that was huge as hell. And I think a lot more people need to know about that. So how did that feel to you when you got to the White House? Got it.
So basically though, man, like we were saying, and when President Clinton was running for president in '92, me and Leon Gillette from Peblos and all of us, we all went with Maxine Waters to 108th Central, with the campaign and stuff. And while we was there, we met him. We didn't know who he was, running for president, man. We ain't tripping on that, you know what I'm saying? So what happened was when we got there, we went to this little room, this VIP room, where, all the dignitaries was all going in and stuff. Everybody was going in. It was hot outside too. About maybe 100 degrees outside that day. And I had an old used outfit on, the used jean outfit. So when I'm trying to go in the room, we get in that air conditioning room, and Maxine Martin, Bill Clinton, Leon Gillette. They're one of the good guys that very rich men and putting the Bloods and Crips together. They used to be enemies with each other. So he was interested in that. He was flattered about all that, and everything. So he said, if I'm going to be president, I'm going to send for y'all. Like, you realize that was like in about June when he said that. Come
Right,
January
right, right.
1993, January 21st, man, he called us and sent for us. He held his word. So to go there with him for the whole week and not just go there as a guest, not just go there as a guest, but to go there for the whole week of under his jurisdiction, under the whole inauguration activities. Take us to Bloomingdale's, giving us tuxedos. Taking us, putting us in the hotel with everybody we tried ever dreamed of being around, giving us priority passes that they couldn't even get. I'm talking about senators and preachers and all these people that would normally lock their doors on us and praise. Hey, Leon Charles, get us in the party? Hey man, y'all,
Right.
y'all. So he showed us, man. Then he gave us an opportunity though. When we came back, we started Youth Fair Chance on 87 in Vermont, and he came out and they gave us a $3 million grant through Maxine Waters and me and Kitty Rock and Mad Bone and Leon Gillette and Stutterbox and High Tower and them Grape and we all working and stuff, doing our stuff together, man. And Duck from Lemon Dews and Red from A. Trail Hoover, you know, and Sleep Rock from the '60s. We all working together. Big U and we all came as one then, and we was taught how to create these gang intervention programs into program and actual 501c3s. So you figure out from then to now. 33 years later, 30 years later, man, we know what we can do. We have that seniority. We're receiving these grants now. We're receiving what we didn't know what we could receive back then because we didn't know how. We were just learning, just like anything else. We learned how to crib. It took years and decades to get this cribbing and get your reputation, opinion, and have no fear about whatever takes place in your life. You know what I mean? Coming from the devil's playground. Because see,
Right.
a lot of people don't realize when you on that cripping in this gang banging in the streets, you on the devil's playground. Don't take it. No if, man, and buts about it. You can believe in God. You can have faith in God. You can cherish God. You can pray to God each and every day. But the minute you step out on the streets, put that rag in your pocket, put that gun in your hand, and sit there and go down and do what you're doing, you know that's the devil's playground you playing on. And you'll be kidding yourself and your family if you told yourself different and them different.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. I feel you. I feel you. So I see that y'all stay focused and y'all stay vigilant with the progress and the movement. 1995, y'all came with a Million Man March. Where did that take place at?
In Washington D.C., man, what happened was, Mr. Farrakhan and some brothers, they, others in Generation Civil Rights, they wanted to march on Washington, all the stuff, what I'm saying? So they just figured, blacks as a whole, let's go up there and see what we talking about. They talking about. So we was offered to go too. Everybody, we all went down there. We all got together, Bloods and Crips, a few of us. Met with some other brothers down there, a few of us that went. And we got together. And like, man, you brothers, y'all can just stay on the side. I said, man, we ain't finna stay on the side. We just important as y'all. You know what I mean? Forget that. We're gonna speak our half and we participate. We're gonna sell our t-shirts. That's why I was able to speak there because I said, no, we're not gonna speak. And then I had like 2 minutes. I spent my 2 minutes of speaking with them, with everybody else. We can split this right now between us. You don't have to be me speaking. And that's why we got to be able to speak at me and Mark like.
Yeah, I think you slid back up under one of them freeways, big dog. It kind of slid out crazy again. Yeah, so I was saying, like, what I'm saying about the Million Man March. You know what I'm saying? You said that took place in where you said that took place
And
again?
not and Washington D.C. in '95. So when we did that, that brought a lot of us together as far as building our programs up, man, and seeing what needs to take place and how where we really stand now, with each other, with our black community, with everybody, politics and everything. We done seen enough over the 2 or 3 years that we was doing this here nonprofit. We done seen enough over a decade what we was doing, in the streets. So we ain't no dumb dudes, man. We know a lot of dudes been to prison, man, and educated out here in these streets, was raised by good family households, man. All of us wasn't in no poverty, you know what I mean? Some of us was born with good aspirations and good family backgrounds and everything.
No, most definitely, most definitely. And I remember you were just saying something about getting a $3 million grant for as like a community development situation. Was that program community built?
Yeah, we had got community build, youth fair chance, 'cause that's what came through community build, youth fair chance, yep.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. You said who was a part of that program?
It was me, Leon Gillette, from the Peblos, Stutterbox from Peblos, High Tower, Ray from Grave Street, High from A. Trey Hoover, Bridget from A. Trey Hoover, Fudge from Faux Trey, Sad Girl, Sleep Rock, Duck from Lemon Deuce, Mad Bone from A. Trey, Big Crib. Man, it was so on. So. I mean, that really took heed, and that was our program. There's a lot more brothers, a
Right.
lot of more brothers. A lot of more brothers. I can say Nick Red from A. Trey Hoover. You know, Twilight Bay, them T. Rogers. All them brothers, man. They was, we all was helping.
Right. So what would you say was the program description? Like what was some of the things that y'all did for the community when they gave y'all the grant?
Chance was a community program which is still up to 6th Day on 87 in Vermont. It was a gang intervention, prevention, and job skill, life skills and program for the kids and the youth. You know what I mean? Giving the youth a fair chance at everything they had coming to them, from computer to job skill, job placement, vocational skills, getting them out the streets, taking them on camping trips. And, we was the workers for it. We built that program up, you know what I mean? And that's what learned us to be gang intervention specialists, which started gang intervention programs after the era from the community youth gang services era back then. You know what I'm saying? So we learned a lot, and then that's what made it effective today. And we didn't go through what we did back then, creating these programs, working for these programs, learning these programs, learning these trades and stuff in different programs, we wouldn't be where we at today. It wouldn't. It
Right,
wouldn't have
right, right.
been. You know what I mean? We couldn't be case managers because we wasn't no case managers. We didn't know how to do no pay. We just street dudes. And see, when you be a outreach worker, there's no such thing as an outreach worker's payroll and salary. So we were like, oh no, we can't be this. We want to be the case manager. So we had to go learn. Everybody can't be case managers, like everybody can't be counselors.
No, that's a big for. That's a big for. That was my fault. So look, what we gonna do, man? We gonna take a short break real quick. Make sure y'all stay tuned in with us, man. We gonna get y'all tapped in with some of this new music, man, from one of our little homies in our community. He go by the name of Young Joke. He's a fresh artist coming out doing this thing and stuff like that. This song y'all finna hear right now is called After Party. DJ 808. Let's get it, bro.
We'll be right back. After this break.
Who's got the levels on bang?
FN want big niggas wear Rambo. We got they whole block spooked like a damn ghost. Straight cash for these pants and that black coat. With a bitch who ass real and got cash flow. Breaking bitches make them get up with our program. Dropping bitches on they back like a choke slam. Pain led me to the booth and told me go ham. Cuties hoes what you need, I'm with the dope man. Yeah, she got a boat and give throat, yeah, with no hands. We on the road coast to coast getting more bands. Slide through, we in a party with 24 blams. Every time they see us out, oh that joke them. Nah, every time they see us out, we got poles with us. They remember us from school, we don't know niggas. Pool parties, buns out, it ain't no niggas. Drunk bowling, throwing strikes while the hoes looking. After party in the static going up now. In the muddy, it's the muddy in the bust down. Phones busting every time a nigga touch down. Fuck the trips, I won't wash with my cup around. Hey, bitches didn't wanna fuck, they wanna fuck now. Bitches didn't wanna fuck, they wanna fuck now. Hey, dope boy ones and soy outfits. What's dead, bitch, the whole soy outlet. Keep it solid, don't switch when that clout hit. Niggas pop it on the gram, but ain't bout shit. I was born in this shit, big joke, see. You can go and ask the ops, I bet they know me. Every time we in they section, bitch, we 4 deep. Up close, hoodied up, bitch, we on feet. Wartime masked on, it's a mission. Hop out, tray 5, gon' get him. After party in the static going up now. In the muddy, it's the muddy in the bust down. Phones busting every time a nigga touch down. Fuck the trips, I won't wash with my cup around. Hey, bitches didn't wanna fuck, they wanna fuck now. Bitches didn't wanna fuck, they wanna fuck now. Hey. Hopping out the hoop to get it poppin' for no reason. Niggas hate the gang cause we the reason shit ain't breathing. Fucking up the malls, dropping bags, all that Neiman's pulling up exotic whips, bitches screaming when they see we in the mall, dropping bags, they done fucked up. Y'all done let the wrong niggas get they bucks up. They say send me, but shoot fast, pack a punch gun. We hanging out that window, dumping this for clutch cut, get a nigga touched up. We hanging out that window, dumping this for clutch cut. After party in the static going up now. In the muddy, it's the muddy in the bust down. Phones busting every time a nigga touch down. Fuck the trips, I won't wash with my cup around. Hey, bitches didn't wanna fuck, they wanna fuck now. Bitches didn't wanna fuck, they wanna fuck now. Hey.
Welcome back to the Cash Out podcast.
What's the deal? What's the deal, man? We right back at it again, man. That was our young partner, Young Joke. You know what I'm saying? Doing this thing, man. That song right there was called After Party. Make sure y'all go hit up YouTube, check it out. It's YUNGJOKE. Young Joke, man. Go get up on him, man, and check out his music, man. He doing this thing. But yeah, we gonna get right back to it. Hey, Bone, you know whose son that is, huh? That's that boy. That's that man. Big Joker, rest in paradise, man. That's his son right there, man. Coming off on the music, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I talked to him a while back ago. Yeah, Joker's son.
Yeah, man. He out there doing this thing with the music and stuff, like, you know what I mean? So it's a lot of great things happening out the community right now that I'm proud of, man. They got the So Way Out thing going on. The other homies doing their
Yeah,
thing with the
yeah.
music and all that. And you know what I'm saying? We got the homie D-Town in the building, man. He got the hard heads, the hard hats and all that. And you know what I'm saying? I see the other homie just opened up a barbershop and all that. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of great things happening out the broadways. And I'm just proud to see it. You know what I mean? Because again, you know, people try to depict us as these destructive people that has no kind of sense, and that's just couldn't be farther from the truth, man. But you know, we're gonna get right back into it. So yeah, I heard that you mentioned another treaty. I don't know if it's another treaty or like one of the same treaties that you was talking about. That was at like the Western Hotel. I think Ice T was there, Maxine Waters and Diane Watson and all that. Was that another meeting that y'all had, or was that one of the ones that you had already mentioned?
No, what happened was when we went to the Western Hotel that year, '92, after we did the peace treaty, we started doing like getting our nonprofits together, programs and stuff. We started collaborating, networking with other organizations, meeting councilmen, the mayor, the senators, the different program foundations, and we all came up with like it's like a gang summit, a conference, and that's what that was. When Ice T helped us out, and all the brothers we came together for like a gang summit. That's basically what it was. Our first gang summit to put us all together and see what we can structure and work together to bring peace and quality to our communities and stuff. And that's another way that 501c3s started up because we were seeing how we throw events and fundraisers and collaborate our curriculums and programs together under one roof and how we can work together with other organizations, other races and stuff. So that's basically what that was. It was an introduction to the peace treaty and the gang intervention programs to everybody else, even the churches. Reverend E.V. Hill and all them was a great respect to us. Maxine Waters, Martin Luther King's wife, Coretta Scott King, Glenn Thurman. Jada Pickett and them, Todd Light and them. There's a lot of celebrities and a lot of historical people that came to help us. Even Barry White, that time when they would take the park from us, turned to a school. We all went down on that school bus, on that charter bus to the school board, and that park got saved. That's the reason why that park is there today. Other than that, that park would be that school that's on 53rd.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. So I see you had spent some time with Rockhead, man, from Compton and stuff like that. And I was listening to one of y'all conversations years ago where y'all was talking about the homie Roach and the homie Diamond D and all them. You know what I mean? Like, how did you end up meeting Rockhead, and what's y'all relationship today?
But Rockhead was always, a legend before I met him physically, coming up in the Crip car, in the younger days, 4800, and even before that, before Rock 4800, just coming up in our YA days and stuff. Rockhead, was real close to a lot of my homies, a lot of homies like Rainbow and T, he called them by their real names and stuff. So they was real close, and Rockhead was a real solid dude all his life on the walls and on the street. So when we met in '92, physically for the first time, we were both on the same mission. He's working with American I Can. I was coming with the Gang Truth Program, South Central Youth Community Services. So he was like, okay, man, we're gonna get close. And me and him got close to then and this day. We've been like brothers, like two two pots in the bucket. We two of the best to do it. As my boy Duck from them do say, and when we hang it tough, man, he's inspiration to me. He's a big brother to me, man. I look up to Rockhead because one thing about Rockhead, he gonna tell it like it is. He's gonna push it like he push it. And Rockhead don't drink or get high, so can't nobody ever say he's intoxicated off of nothing. He's always sober.
Right. Now that's what's up. That's what's up. So again, man, I've always been one of the ones that kind of voiced, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people that in society they think it's a major separation, and it could be between the OGs and the newer generation. You know what I mean? And where they felt like the OGs failed the young homies and stuff like that. And I don't know, I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad we got our comrade D Town in here, which he can, you definitely can expound with us right now, bro. As far as like the separation between Q.Bone generation, your generation, and then my generation. You know what I'm saying? I was just one of the little homies that, looked up to guys like you, the guys like D Town and stuff like that. And, not to discredit any of my other big homies, you dig what I'm saying? It's just everybody had a role in the lane that they could pick to go down. And I just chose to, model myself after guys like y'all. So do you think that the disconnection between the youngsters and the older generation is because the OGs gave up on the little homies, or was it more like them niggas just wasn't listening? Like, what's your perspective on that?
I think,
Tell the truth, Bone.
you know,
Bone,
I don't know how to do it
bone,
no better.
bone.
You know that. I
Hey,
claim with you on
hey,
this
hey,
point.
bone,
Huh?
bone. That conversation we had on my porch, nigga, when I was about 13 or 14.
I was
You
just
know
gonna
what I
tell you
mean?
that. I was just gonna say that. When Taz come flying Taz in that car doing 100 miles an hour, the 96 Impala, and I said, "Look at that. This is what you want to do? This is what you gonna be about? This is what you gonna do? Flying down the street late night?" I said, "Boy, but it's so more to it than this. It's like this here, man. It's a generation situation because it's always that, because when you look up to your big homies, you look up to a father figure, uncle figure, a big homie figure, is that big brother figure, and you expect that person to give you what you need to know and what you don't have. You know what I mean? Knowledge, experience, and idolization. You idol this person. You're inspired by this person's ways, the wicked ways you're inspired by. You might be named after this person. You don't even know this person, but you're trying to live out that same reputation. And so you expect the expectations of me is higher than the expectations of someone your age, because you expect me to show you this here, expect me to do this here, being your big homie. And then a lot of us are still distorted. A lot of us are mentally fucked up in our heads and really don't have what we really want to give you guys. And so when we can't do that, we can't live up to the expectation, then you look down upon us. And then we look down upon you because you ain't respecting us for who we are. But then I ain't showing you respect as a man, as a father figure no more. So you look down upon me. So now we're looking down on each other. Now we sizing each other up because we're not respecting each other. You're not respecting your elders, and your elders not showing the respect to you. That's why I don't call little homies no more, because that word don't hold no weight no more with me. What holds weight with me more than to call you little homie is my nephew, and you call me your uncle. That way, that erases any doubt that we're a family. That erases any doubt that you expect me to be obligated to you in a certain way of life that I'm not obligated no more because I don't live that life no more. You see what I'm at with it? I don't gang
Right,
bang.
right, right.
I'm not the gang bang on the block no more. I can be Q-Bone all you want to. I can see the same dude that you've known all your life, but I'm not the Q-Bone that's on that block no more. So I can't sit there and come tell you why you don't come around, why you hanging out over here every day, why you doing this. I can tell you a reason why you shouldn't be hanging around here every day. Just like you can say you have your reason why I'm not hanging around every day. And I can tell you why I don't hang around every day. I can say two reasons. I can lie to you and say, well, shit, man, because it ain't nothing over here, man. Ain't nothing over here with me no more. I'm cool. I'm gone, man. I learned my lesson. I got to get up out of here. Or I could lie to you and say, hey, man, shit, I just don't want to come over here. I'll be lying to you, bro. You know what I mean? So we all got to learn that big homies, little homies, man, we all got to respect each other. Because if you my little brother, you my nephew, I'm your uncle, and I'm your big brother, or your auntie, your mama, man, we got to honor our mother and father for our days is longer on this earth, even if we're wrong. You still don't disrespect your mother and father. And your big homie, your mother and father, don't disrespect you. I'm not going to walk up to you. None of my kids are hitting with a hammer and act like it's cool that I just did that, bust my kid in the head with a hammer. Because back in the days, my mom used to hit me with a pot in the pan. Well, that was back in the days. We was hard headed. We took that and ran with it. The
Right,
best
right, right.
schools back in the day. They can't touch you now in school. You know what I mean? But back in our day, they touched us and got us right. So it's a respect thing that only comes once in a lifetime from every individual now, because y'all are grown now, man. Y'all got more opportunities now than what we had back then. And like I said, a lot of my homies, big homies and everything. Okay, y'all put me down. Y'all taught me how to survive in these streets. But the way I am right now, where I got and raising my kids up, I did that. I'm gonna give myself the credibility of that. Who I am right now, this day and that. No, I did that. So you got to
Right,
give
right, right.
yourself the credit for what you doing. You know what I mean? Because a lot of our big homies taught us how to be foolish and fools out there. They didn't teach you how. They taught you how to stay out of jail. They taught you how to survive. They taught you how to fight. They taught you how to do whatever it is to survive out there in this field, in these streets where it's real at. But when
Yeah, I
you
mean, but see, the thing is, what I'm saying, Bone, is this, right? You had those, right? They did exist, right? And I will not
yeah,
take away from that. But you also had, like I said, the guys like you, the guys like D Town. You dig what I'm saying? The guys like Big BK, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? The guys like, you know what I'm saying, Big Termite, Big Joker. You know what I'm saying? Rest in
yeah,
peace. Like
yeah,
those dudes, from my perception, right? As y'all little homie, and I'm still okay with being a little homie, and I understand the nephew and the uncle thing too, because I call D-Town my big brother. You know what I'm saying? I don't just, hey, big
mhm,
homie, like, hey, big bro. You dig what I'm saying? So I understand
right,
what you mean with the nephew and the uncle thing and stuff like that, but y'all still my big homies at the end of the day. But from my angle, where I was able to see it, is like a lot of the little, and I'm just speaking on my behalf of my generation, right?
right.
Where I feel like a lot of us, and I'm only saying us because I was there with them, didn't listen, right? Because I remember a time we couldn't be outside between Monday and Friday between 7 and 3 p.m. Like you was getting your ass whooped and get took back to school, or they was taking you home to your mama. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember the hood running around trying to find somebody kid to put them on the set and force them to go do bullshit. Now you had your bad apples that would try that shit or do that shit, right? But that wasn't the majority, is what I be trying to get the society to understand. Like it ain't the majority of it. They'll take that one person that does that, and then they'll try to, the describe us all like that, like, oh, the whole hood like that. It's like, bro, that's not the whole hood. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I was kind of coming from with it.
Yeah, no, and that's the truth because like me, I never sided with the homies over homegirls and homeboys. I always treat everybody equal to me. Homegirls, you from Five Who's Broadway, Lebanon's Broadway, you Broadway, you Broadway. We allied with allies. I treat everybody the same because that's what we around each other for. You know what I mean? And like you said, then you got people that have relationships with other people that's from other hoods, brothers, cousins, baby mamas, wives, and this and that, boyfriends, this and that, such and such, that have established. So that relationship is never going to go away. Now that they're established, that if a person got a kid by this person, you think that person going to turn on that person now because they've been knowing you 20 years? No, that relationship might change over the period course of time. So things change over the course of time, and we got to accept it how it come, but also respect it how it get. Because remember the old saying, "Loved by few, hated by many, respected by all."
Most definitely, most definitely. And like I said, you've been such a vessel to the community, man, with your bravery. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, Fadus, whatever we do, six, so wherever we go, that started in your time, right?
Yeah, yeah, man. I was one of the ones that really, one of the first ones that really brought that together because at the time, we was to ourselves. We wasn't with nobody else. We were just fired this Broadway. We were just to ourselves and we were just that's how we was. And then I went checked into Crenshaw High and September like 80, somewhere up in there, 80. And me and Crip Cal and Monster Ken and Poochie, we got real close and me and Crip Cow like cousins. So I bring him over there with me, and that's how we got close. And then Rainbow and Big Snoop got close, and Caesar Mike and such got close, and different ones. We all got close with each other. And that's what we fighters wherever do a 6-0 wherever we go. You know what I mean? And 30s is all we knew. You know what I'm saying? But at that
Right, right,
time,
right,
and that was the time. That was like you talking about 80, 81, 82, 83, 84. You feel
right.
me? Them was the prime times of the 80s. We set the pave for the 80s. We bridged that gap. We broke that gap. Like, our generation treated our young homies under us, little Q-Bone and my little brother and all them. We treated them with the utmost respect, the utmost tier to do this and do that. It was gang banging, central. Then, when 82 happened, the hustling came in the mix. Oh, we was ready. We was too far gone, And the young homies was smart and wise. Look, Q-Bone, T-Bone, Doc, and Spider, and all them different. That whole generation back then, they wouldn't be played with because they taught from us. Then the generation after that, okay, okay. Then after a certain generation going on, it just turned more hustling, less gang banging.
Right, right, right.
More towards getting what you got to get, living your life out there to the fullest, then gang banging. And then all us that the ones that didn't have the opportunity to get the hustle in life, they went to jail and did time. They come home, they weren't prepared for what was next. You know what I'm saying? Because the youngsters wasn't giving it to them like we was giving it to them. We was in jail, and they leaving us in there, going home. The youngsters ain't giving it to them like that. I don't know you like that, you know. So now you got a separation that's taking place. But I'm no OG, hey man, but shit, I'm hustling out here getting my mind right. You know what I mean? I might doing this. You ain't finna come to. And then Dr. Dre, remember that little young homie put that pistol behind in the back.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
that right there set the stage for people to start. Okay, now here we go. They ain't never divide and conquer. The Willie Lynch letter. You know what I mean? Straight out. A lot of people don't know that the Willie Lynch letter, unless you go to jail, unless one of your big homies sitting next to you, you smart, listen to what he's talking about. Other than that, you don't know what he's talking about.
Right, right. And I try to do my part into educating the homies of my generation and the homies up under me, you know what I'm saying, about that Willie Lynch letter, because I actually did know about that when I was a little kid. You know what I mean? My pops always kept me into culture and stuff like that. And, you know, it was always a part of me. And again, that's why I became a Crip at the same time, not again for fashion or protection, but to be from an organization that stood for something. And if I couldn't, you know, see the change that I wanted to see, I wanted to become the change that I wanted to see. You know what I mean? And again, like, you know, I wasn't blind to dudes like you. I've been knowing about you since I was a little kid. You dig what I'm saying? And, you know, I've been knowing about the homies like D-Town and, you know, other great dudes that did a lot of great things. And y'all are the ones that I modeled myself behind. You know what I mean? Yeah, I had a little, you know, few discrepancies here and there where I had to, you know, fall into the mind frame of the average gang banger. And that's because of protocol. You know what I'm saying? Going to the county jail or just being in, you know, camp and stuff like that. You know, you run across other black brothers and, you know, they don't have the same understanding that I have. So I had to squabble them just based on, you know, protocol. But other than that, I never carried malice in my heart for no other community for us keyways or damus. Like, you feel me? If you was a gang member, you was a gang member. And that's the one culture to me. You dig what I'm saying? But what do you think broke up the Fadus, whatever we do, 6 or wherever we go? I mean, we don't beef with them dudes today. And I, you know, appreciate that part because we one of the few gangsters that they don't beef with, right? But far as like just that pure separation where it's like, okay, it's just 6 O's, it's just Broadways. What happened? What made that separation take place?
Generation gap. Back again, back generation gap, generation changes. Just like with the Fathers, Hoovers, and everybody else, the generation changing. We went to jail '84. Like I said, from '82 to '84. After '84, it was a whole different ball game. Generation started hanging with other people. People started hanging with other different people. That generation started captivating on that generation. You know, you got the homies that start. Hey, they really didn't hang with too much nobody, but you know, we start. That generation from '84, '85, '86, '87. They start doing their own thing. You know what I mean? It was a whole another generation that came up back to where it was just us again. You know what I mean? And then, you know, you had the 6 they somewhere hooked up with the East Coast and this concept of roller coasters. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, change came about. The Fathers Hoovers that hooked up with the other Hoovers and stuff, and they start calling themselves Hoover criminals. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh no, they that's it. Then we hooked up with the Avalons, start A's Ways and stuff. That generation came in close. You know what I mean? And so, you know, it's typical. It's typical to
Right,
happen.
right.
You know, that happens. We was close with the Six Deuces back in our days. We were close with the Four Trays back in our days, our generation. You know what I'm saying? In the 70s, 78, 79, we was kicking with the Four Trays, 76, 78, 79, the Six Deuces East Coasters. You know what I mean? All these wars from 79 on up to the 80s, early, we triggered that. We triggered that stuff. You know what I mean? Not you guys. Just like a lot of us have made peace with the Six Deuces and real close with them now, our generations, because we have 50 something 40 something years of fighting, like man, we tired. But with y'all generation, it's only 10 years or 5 years, and these dudes still wanna, you know, it's still wet behind the ears. It's still animosity. It took us 40 years to come to hey man, I'm through with this. Walking to prison, you know, killing each other and going back and forth with each other. You know, get tired of that over the years. But some people ain't tired of that. They don't even know the history of that. They still got it in them. You know what I mean? And that's right there what makes people not get along no more. It just changed up. You know, just like it's a lot. Just like I say, a lot of Damus and Crip hoods is tight now and fighting other Damus and Crips. So it ain't like Crips
Right.
fighting Bloods or Crips just fighting Crip now. You got Damus fighting Damus now. You know what I mean? So you know, you got generations fighting a generation now. You know what I mean? You got this generation that walks around in skinny jeans. You got the generation that wore around in khakis. You know what I mean? You got a generation that wore Quaker Sacks and Stacey Adams. You got a generation that wore All Stars. You got a generation now that wear Jordans. And so it's just like the fashion, the culture, the philosophies, the moral and the composures, all that changed, bro. And you got to change with that. But one thing we have to start doing is we got to respect each other.
That's
Period,
the key
point
fact.
blank, man. The
Yeah.
key thing is to respect each other, get along with each other, and fellowship with each other, man. See, we're not fellowshipping with each other. When I say fellowship, I don't mean friendship, communicating, being around each other every day, going to clubs. Because when you go, once you hit a club together and you got to hold yourself, then you're back in the devil's playground. Once you go in there and get to drinking that liquor, that devil juice, and you get to throwing up gang signs and get to reminiscing about when you was doing this here and stuff like that, it's taking you backwards, not moving you forward.
Nah, I definitely feel you on that, man, on the real. So I remember when you was younger, because again, I'm very fluent with your story and stuff like that. And again, it's just an honor to be from the community that, we share communities, you dig what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So I know your full story. It's just, again, I don't know. It just it's manifested on its own. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't planning this day 10 years ago, but it's just like now having this conversation, it actually means something because I didn't want to have it just for my own purpose because I knew the story, but I always had it in my heart like the world needs to know what's going on from the horse's mouth. You dig what I'm saying? So me growing up, like I said, is one thing for me to see it and I understand it, and that's how it shaped me into being the type of member that I am. You dig what I'm saying? But for the rest of the world, they just kind of lost and delusional about the situation. But growing up as a kid, man, you had a very great reputation. You know what I'm saying? I've heard your name 1,000 times from, dime moves, keyways, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? From going to camp and, YTS and stuff like that. So what was your experience in like YTS, man? Like, how was that for you growing up? I gotta know,
Hey, YTS was
Bo. Look, I gotta make you
hey
flashback a
YTS was
little
my
bit,
hey
homie.
I ain't gonna lie, man. YTS was my was one of my main lockdown experience outside of Camp Gonzalez. YTS was it because I went to the YTS in '85 under the M number out of 4800. So you got to realize, I'm 19 years old, full fledged in it. Out of 4800, I get to TS, and I'm there with the big homies and riders. It's going down. This generation here is the last generation of YTS. It's the old no YTS Gladiator School TY. You know what I mean? The old school Gladiator School. So it was a great experience for me because I got to see how my homies was growing up in YA before that changed, with the parties and the educational shit up in there, and then the hardcoreness of it. You know what I mean? And like shit, it was some young knuckleheads. You wasn't coming there with the bullshit. You was going down. So
Right, right,
yeah. So but from '85, '86, I was there. For that year, they kicked me out because they saw I was too sophisticated, and intelligent for their program. That's because I was learning Swahili in there, man. I'm around some vicious dudes. Me and Mad Bone, Maytre Gangster, Big T, the home Big T, Fred Dog, Woody, Gino, Baby Capone, Gangster Rock, Gino, Joker, Fat Rap, Bottles, Hoover, a lot of Petey Wack from the 60s and Lil Rock from the 60s. And, a lot of Damus that was from back then. And, it was going down back then. Lil Flux from Six Deuce. And, all these dudes, man, we was gladiators in that motherfucker, man. But one thing I can say about TS, man, it was no joke, man. It was no joke at all. But it's a
right,
learning process, man. You come out of TS, man, you was smart. Like, you can get an education there better than most high schools. You had to get your high school diploma in order to program and get that day for day or use I was an M number. So I was programming. I learned building maintenance in there, man, vocational trade, electrician, even dining hall staff. That's the way we got to get to cooking and stuff. So, TS was very experienced with me until they kicked me out. Talking about I was too sophisticated for their program because I was talking about telling people what units to go to. Now y'all taking to another level.
yeah. That because that's
I ain't
that's
telling
what fucked me up. I was waiting for you to speak. I was like, wait, so he was too intelligent to be here. Like that's unheard of.
That's why they kicked me out of YTL. They said I was too intelligent, too sophisticated for their program. They kicked me out and sent me to the pen on my last 4 years. I spent
Wow.
1 year in YA, and I spent the next 4 years in prison, and because of that, and I like all the way to the end. I said, okay, well, I'm gonna stay sophisticated and intelligent. And I'm getting my ass up out of here and never come back. And I got out Christmas Eve '89 and ain't been back since then.
Hey man, and that's a blessing on the real. That's a big, big, big blessing, man. And I'm just glad that you was able to get that experience and apply it to yourself to make change for us. Cause like I said, dudes like me, I was a kid watching you growing up and stuff, man. So, just you going through what you going through, it definitely shaped, and I know I'm not the only one. You know what I mean? I know it shaped the lives of other men in the world as well, man. So, sometimes I look at life as like, you know what? All the stuff we go through is our content for the next generation, for somebody to learn from us in the next generation. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that somebody's learning from me the way I learned from you. You know what I'm saying, on the real. So getting to later years of your life and stuff like that, after all the work you done put in, and you've been on TV multiple times. I done seen you on a gang of TV shows, cooking and shaking hands with pretty much every celebrity I can think of, and just all just kind of places, man. You know what I mean? Like, to the point where you end up getting recognized by the city. They gave you some type of certificate or something like that. What was that certificate
Well,
about?
them are proclamations. Proclamations of your efforts in the community, the efforts that you put towards your work in the community, of bettering and changing the community in different topics. Whether it's community gang intervention, charity, or founders and sponsors, whatever is your work and your ethics in the community, has been awarded and rewarded, and that's proclamation. Like I got them from the city, the president, King Center, camp trips, but the main ones is coming from the city of Los Angeles, 'cause that's like, you're a citizen now, you know what I mean? They give you something. First job was the enemy, now I'm a citizen, so it makes you feel good to have that because society's got a different perception about it. See, one thing about us, we got to take that stigma off our back, that perception that the society got towards being Crips and from fire dudes at Broadway and this here. Because that perception is the wrong perception nowadays to carry. You know what I'm saying? And that stigma. Because as long as I'm Q.Bone, first thing you're gonna say from fire dudes.
Right, right, right.
If I change my name to say Charles, my real name, just call me Charles. You ain't gonna say fire dudes
Right. And that's kind of why I do the Clavon thing, you know what I mean? Because it's like they call me KO, immediately they attach Broadway to it.
instantly.
Like, I can't, you know what I'm saying? So I say, you know what? Fuck that. I'm just, call me Clavon.
Right, right. So because that's that stigma, they're going to attach it to it. You know what I mean? And some people don't feel comfortable with that because they got history of trauma with that. You know what I mean? And so some people like if you change it, why you still carrying that name? If I change, no care. Just like a lot of brother turned Muslim. You don't call them that no more. What you used to call them. You don't see them running around there
Right.
like you used to. No matter how much they love you, come around you, they not doing the things they used to do around you. You ain't gonna get them to do that. You might well don't even stop and ask them to go ride with you nowhere. You might keep on going to the person you know gonna go because they ain't not going with you.
Right. On the real, on the real.
Then you get mad. Then you get mad. Man, I ain't going with you because I'm through with that part. I got things like that. Yeah, you better go on yourself. You can't get mad at him for not going with you. He done been where you finna go, and he know what the outcome ain't finna be.
Exactly.
Not gonna put himself in that predicament. And you should even have to stop and ask him that. Many people you didn't pass up to come stop me and ask me that. Yeah, then ask me that. The heck out of here, So it's just to each his own, man. But it's the bottom line is we got to love each other for what we love each other for, and that's to love each other for who we love each other for, and that's that person, that individual. You don't love me because I game bang. You don't love me because I can shoot. You don't love me because I can fight. You don't love me because I'm talk shit. You don't love me because I'm doing this. And no, you got to love me for who I am.
Right, 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 right.
Because
Most definitely.
all that I just said is nothing but a participation of something you want or need from me at that moment.
Right, right. Most definitely, most definitely. So look, man, again, you've been very, very, very tuned in with the culture and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You picked up a gang of skills. Was your culinary art skills, did that come from YTS as well?
Well, it started in YTS because that's the first time I ever. Well, not the first time, juvenile hall period. The first time I worked in a kitchen as a staff.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, thank God it paid off because now you end up linking up with Snoop Dogg, you know what I'm saying? Becoming his personal chef, man. How did that end up happening, man? Like, I need the story to that. Like, you know what I mean? I haven't heard that story from nobody, and I'm glad that I'm just able to ask myself, like, how did that end up happening? How did you first be? I mean, I know meeting Snoop Dogg probably was, okay, you done met 1,000 celebrities, boom. But how did you end up being his personal chef? Like, he was like, just you what you do, like make a meal and he was just like boom, what the like how did that happen? I gotta know.
Well, basically, 1992, I had met Snoop through Suge Knight during the gang shoot. Suge Knight was Death Row, just started Death Row, and after the riots, Peachtree and stuff, with Danny Bakewell on 53rd in Vermont, and Suge Knight had brought Snoop over there because they was passing out toys. They gave us toys and turkeys, Thanksgiving holidays. So me and Suge got real tight, and he introduced me to Snoop. Snoop seen what we was doing as a crip. Me and him got close. So throughout the years, I've been knowing him and stuff. As his Thai career blew up, Mystical. I went on a road with Mystical in '96. Like I said, after the treating all the stuff work out, people start going back in different ways of life. So I went on the road with music, and I went on with Mystical. That's how me and Snoop. And again, like, dang, Bone, you everywhere. You in the music? What you not doing? I said, and everything was bullshitting. So me and him got close then. Then one day I was at his house about maybe 2008, maybe 2008, nine. I was in his house kicking it. We was all just kicking it. Me, him, his uncle, everybody. And they was cooking in the kitchen. I just like cooking just regular. I ain't no chef or nothing. I just like cooking. So I went and baked some chicken for them. They had something in the stove. Nobody was cooking. So I went and baked it instead of throwing it on the grill. I baked it because it was cold outside. And it was good. So they liked it. So when I skipped off, jump on up years later, 2016, I moved to the Bay Area, and I just was cooking at the house just on a regular basis. Just cooking for fun, man. Just hanging in there, just cooking. We ain't got nothing to do up here. I just fresh moving the base. Let me go and start cooking. So one day Snoop come on my live and I'm cooking, and he's like, "Hey, Bone, man, I'm finna go on tour, man. I need you as my personal chef." Oh, for real? That's all he had to say to me.
Man,
And that from that day forward, bro, I was his personal chef, and that shot me to the skies of culinary. So I took advantage of that, and like, oh wait a minute, I'm a celebrity chef now. I can take this to a whole nother
big
level. I
facts.
started thinking as a chef. Shit, you know what I mean? Come on now. The opportunity, that's like a nigga sign a rap record, don't rap. You gotta learn how
Right.
to rap.
You know what I mean? On the red, that's a big
I,
fact.
I tell you, I took it to a professional level on it. So, and that opened doors for me. You know what I mean? So now, I'm at the level right now where I use that as a stepping stone. That was a stepping stone for me to start my Munchie Menu app, the food delivery app. My new ride share app right now called Jiggy Me. We just started launching. Last week. You know what I mean? So it just opened a lot of doors for me messing with him, man. And a way that I knew the doors wouldn't open because I wasn't pursuing them that way.
Right. And again, I love the way you always, shared your resources with your community, and not just your community, but any young man out there that wanted to do something with their life and was serious about it. You never turned your back on us. You never, made it hard to contact you. You was always accessible. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that, man. So it's just, I'm saying, great to see that somebody, and again, that come from where we come from, doing what you doing. You know what I mean? Because again, we got to change the narrative, like you said, change that stigma about us. You know what I mean? And that's why I am the way I am, as a young man coming from the same culture, just following in y'all footsteps, man, and just trying to show them like, yo, it's other things you can do, bro. You ain't got to be destructive. You ain't got to be ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Being ignorant is not cool. Being smart is cool. You know what I'm saying? Being a good guy is okay. Like, you know what I mean? It's not wrong to be a good guy. Niggas be ready to gang bang at breakfast, and I'd be like, bro, you didn't even brush your teeth yet. You know what I'm saying? You already gang banging. Like, it's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
I just never understood why dudes is over hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it came time to squabble, we squabbled. If it came time for anything, I mean, we took care of business. That was it. But it wasn't a 24/7 thing. I never, took home the KO. I never took him home to my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know about him, but they don't know him. You know what I'm saying? They just know that's a part of who I am. You know what I'm saying? My family, same thing. They know that's a part of who I am, but I don't take it home with my family and, anything else. Like, so I'm not one of them dudes that you like, man, we can't take KO nowhere. He don't know how to act. You know what I'm saying? And I find it like, a lot of homies was ended up being like that. And that's what kind of started making me kind of like separate myself and just, let me go get the best out of life, man, because when it's over, it's over. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I mean? Do I really want to spend my life being destructive, or do I want to be productive? You know what I'm saying? And I chose the productive route, man. So again, I give kudos to men like you, to men like D-Town and stuff like that, man, because y'all are definitely paving the way for young brothers like myself, and then I'm sure dudes up under me. So now that you got cooking with Q.Bone, you know what I'm saying? I seen you out in Seattle doing your thing, and some of the stuff you just mentioned and stuff like that. I've seen you, what I'm saying, with 50 Cent, Mike Epps, all these dudes, you know what I mean? So you pretty much, have you cooked for like a gang of other celebrities as well, or just, personally for Snoop?
Well, personally, like when I cook for Snoop, you know what I mean, I'm cooking in the VIP room, the concert. So, eventually, I'm in his room cooking, and they'll come up on the floor. They'll be on the floor. So, more than likely, I'll just cook for them too, though. You know what I mean? So I cook enough for at least 10 to 15 people. You know what I'm saying? So even the staff and security, you know what I mean, they're my boys. So when I cook for him, I cook for them too as well. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
they get inspired by that too. That is, that inspired me because, like I said, it opened up doors for me to cooking for them or for different other events and stuff like that. When they come to town, every now and then somebody call me to cook, for them, celebrity, because they already tasted my food. They're like, "Oh, Bone, you good, man?" Because I'm one of my favorite dishes is, probably you probably gonna ask that question too, is me to cook is spaghetti.
Yeah, I was look, look, took the question right out of there. Like, yeah, because I was coming with that. Like, so what's your favorite? Okay, spaghetti. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite dishes, man, because it's a different dish. And friend of mine, good friend of mine, she gave me that recipe, and I ran with it.
No,
And
that's an easy call.
it's we've been raised up eating spaghetti. But
Right.
it's a different way you put a twist to it, and I put that twist to it, and boy, I ain't looked back since then.
No, that's what's up, man.
Hey,
That's what's up.
I feel like anybody can beat me with the spaghetti. I don't care what y'all say. When it comes to spaghetti, that barbecue grill, on that grill, no, y'all can't. I'm taking all bets. I'm taking all
Taking
challenges.
all bets up. My money
Man,
on
man, I'm
Bone.
taking all challenges, man, on that barbecue grill, them ribs, and that chicken on that grill. I'm taking all bets and steaks. I'm taking all bets on that grill, man. I don't give
No,
how
that's
much
an
the
easy.
spaghetti. I'm taking all bets on that grill, man.
No, that's an easy call. That's an easy call. So I mean,
Oh
again, up to date, man. I see you still busy doing your thing. I see that you just had a event. It was Black History Month series back in February with Lorenzo Lewis and EJ Warren, Dr. Corey, Kevin Livingston. What was that event about? Like,
well, and the sad part about it, I had missed that event because my phone had messed up and they took my Instagram page down, so I couldn't even log in on the live and on
yeah,
live.
Instagram was hating.
But yeah, what happened was is that based on the knowledge and fellowship and networking with each other across goals, cross lines of each other. We all black, man, and we worked in mental health and entrepreneurship and community advocacy, music industry, sports. We all talking about reparations and everybody trying to get something out of life nowadays. So we don't do it together. We can't do it at all. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? Because come one, come all, man, that's my motto. Come one, come all. You know what I mean? And it's more better than that. Because if I found a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, now I need to take everybody that's willing to come with me to get to fill their pockets up because that's that pot of gold is filled with nothing fill the world up. That's what it's saying. So that's how I look at life when we get together with different people in walks of life, man. We fellowship, man. We getting together, closing that gap that we need the gap closed on. You know what I mean? As a race too. Not knocking nobody else, but look what everybody else have and we don't now. But look what we started and built. Now we tried for reparations.
Yeah, nah, I definitely dig that, man. So look, what I want to do, man, I want to go ahead and open up the floor because we coming to the end of the show. You know what I'm saying? And it's definitely been a great time with you, man. You know what I mean? But I want to definitely open up the floor, let a few people holler at you, you know what I'm saying? Ask some questions that they got for you and stuff like that. So we got my man DJ 808. 808, you there with me, big dog?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Um, Shout out to Q.Bone for everything that you've been doing in your community for these past years, brother. So I just been listening to your story the whole time, and man, I really appreciate your blueprint. And I know how to move forward too in my community. So again, salute to you and everything that you've been doing.
Nah, for sure, for sure. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. We got my man D-Town. That's my dog, man. Big bro, what's going on,
Man, you
homie?
already know, man. I'm just sitting. I'm in the work truck, driving home, trying to focus, listening,
Hard head to hard hat and all that and all that.
The
waiting on this
hard
nigga,
head, the hard hat.
waiting on this nigga Bone to come on and link up, get this shit popping.
Yeah, man. We gonna do it.
Know what I mean? I got a whole blueprint for that ass. I ain't got nothing to say, man. This my nigga right here. You know what I mean?
Hey man, listen, I look,
Hello.
hello. You know what I'm saying? Look, I
Hello.
just love to be productive with my big homies, man. You know what I mean? Just this is an honor to be able to just talk to my big homies and get the truth out there from at least our community, if nowhere else, from our community, from people that really did it. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. Because even when we did the interview, D-Town, there was a lot of information that you was able to share with society and stuff like that, man. So I just appreciate y'all being who y'all are to give me a easier way to navigate through life as well, man. Y'all been great dudes in the community. You know what I'm saying? For me to look up to and model myself behind, man. So just big shout out to both of y'all, man. On the real, I love y'all guys, man.
Hey man, on the real, I mean that's what it's all about, right? I model my everything I do and speak, nigga. I got it from Q-Bone because I had an example. You feel me? You know what I
Right,
mean? So it was a no brainer. Was to be productive, or get lost. You know what I
right,
mean?
right,
For real,
So
right.
for real.
yeah, shout out to my nigga Bone, man, for being an inspiration, man.
Man, shouts
Plus,
out to
I
you being
plus
inspired by me, man. Shouts out to you, man, for coming home, man, and stepping your game forward ever, backwards never. You know what I mean?
yes,
And
sir.
just like you, KO, y'all proud of me makes me proud of y'all, man. And because I know what we've been through, and I know what I took y'all through, and I know that I turned around and said, "Hey, man, this got to stop." And I show by example now. I don't continue that path that I usually take of self destruction. I continue the path of living forever now. You know what I mean?
Easy
For
call.
real. So,
Easy call.
Yeah, Q-Bone. Hey, before you pass the mic to somebody else, um, I heard you speaking on a little Peblo thing that you put together, right?
yeah.
What they don't know is nigga Q-Bone nigga pulled 4 school buses up, nigga, at South Park. You know what I mean? Nigga, every nigga from Peblo, Villain, Broadway, Avalon, we all went to Universal Studios. Fat Mike sung on stage. Like epic. You feel me? It was epic. You
Right,
feel me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the camping trip, Ice Cube
The
sponsored,
camping trip,
Danny
yep. You know what I
Bakewell
mean?
sponsored and stuff. We stayed for three
Yep.
days on a
Nigga
whole
forgot about
campground.
that.
Nobody knew that. It was us, the Four Trade, the Five Deuce, the Peblo, the Avalon, the Villains, Four Deuces, and we all stayed there for 3 days, sponsored camping trip for us to get to bond on each other outside of the community. Outside it wasn't to an atmosphere we normally be locked in and do it. Let's do it on our own. The homegirls cooked. I introduced these dudes to turkey chops. The first time these dudes ever ate some turkey chops then. Yeah, we had a ball. We had a ball that weekend, and
yeah,
it was with us. We was on the school bus, and man, yeah, man. And a lot of brothers ain't here today that was there. They was young then. They was like what 15, 14 years old then.
Yeah.
And the 17 years old then, man. Them dudes was now they 30 years old, 32 years old, and they doing good. Some of them just coming home from that time then, went to jail and
right, right, right.
trying
And
to
see,
get
that's
some.
and see, those are some of the things right there, Bone, that I'm talking about that the world doesn't know. You dig what I'm saying? And they need to know that. You know what I mean? Because they only point out our destruction. They only point out the bad parts of our community and our culture, and it's way, way, way more lucrative than what they say. Now, don't get me wrong. It is. Today where it's at today, it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? But it's still a lot of good in it because we got, like I said, brothers like yourself, brothers like D-Town, you know what I'm saying? Brothers like me, and it's other brothers out there that's putting in the work to, try to make a change in the world. You dig what I'm saying? We might not be able to change and help everybody, but shit, they say if you can at least save one, that's good enough. You dig what I'm saying at the end of the day? And I'm sure that, y'all have saved many souls. I've watched y'all save multiple souls myself. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm one of the souls that y'all actually saved as well. You know what I mean? So again, like that's just the part that I'm like, you know what? I want to, make sure that they hear from at least, like I said, my big homies and get some truth of what we come from, because again, man, it's just all being all depicted bad, man. But big D-Town, man, I love you to death, boy. I appreciate you, man. We got my girl Dynasty. I know you on vacation, Dynasty. You there with me? You out there in Carolinas and all that? You back home? Where you at? You with me?
I'm in traffic. Uh, I had just landed back when you started the room earlier, so I'm on my way to the house.
Oh no, it's all good. It's
um,
all good. You want to give a shout out or any question to the homie Big Q-Bone real quick?
Big shout outs to you, Q.Bone. I missed most of the interview. I did see in the chat all the wonderful things you're doing. Keep going. Thank you for giving back to the community. Much appreciated because we need it. We need more stories like yours. So thank you.
I appreciate that, sis. I appreciate that, and I'm gonna keep pushing forward, doing what I got to do, man, to keep us black folks together, keep our culture right, and bring more harmony and love and happiness to our places. You know what I mean? So, I appreciate that, for real.
Nah, most definitely, most definitely. My girl Fetty Wap back at it. You there with me, Fetty?
Wop, wop,
Wop
wop.
wop. Go to get go down, let the homie Q-Bone.
Hey, love.
What's up, Fatty? You over there tattooing? Who you tattooing? I done come see the tattoo lady. Yeah.
I, we can work all that out. That is great. Look at you. Shocking me. No, I was supposed to be asking the questions and the stuff. But we
Yeah.
could get into that for sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for you, I was wondering like what do you have coming up like for the community wise? And what do you think that the community is lacking?
I think it's lacking more participation of, and I ain't talking about like physical participation. I think it's lacking more moral and mental participation, knowledge, education, and wisdom of participation to help us build and grow to where we want our community to grow. Because one thing for sure, and two things for certain, the way it is now, you can't not say you could take your kid over there and show him or her the history that you came. Even the house you was raised in don't look the same. Even the park you go to is not hanged out the same way. Even the picnics is not the same way. The stores is not the same way. They're not even there no more. You know what I mean? So when you do show a person the places that we used to live in, it's not the same no more. So it's you don't have to live over there. But if you're gonna be over there in our community, I believe that a person should do something productive, like buy a place, rent a place, open up a business or something, do something productive in the community that you live in if you're going to be over there. If not, then you need to go do something with your life, because if you're not doing nothing, then you're self-destructing yourself and the people that's following behind you.
No, that's a big fact.
Right, right. What do you think we could do as single units, like lone wolves out here? What do you think we could do to like change that, even if we just one person trying to do something?
I think and that's a good question too. As a lone wolf, I think a person has to really really loneliness, you can't do it by yourself. It's a team effort no matter what. But now you could put your participation, your opinion in to it. But I think that we have to start going back into our spirituality. I think that we have to start looking to our spiritualness and our soul, and start to look to see what we could do to help ourselves and our community, to help each other in our community, in that loneliness way. You know what I mean? Because everybody don't want to mess with everybody. One thing we don't do, we don't patronize each other. We sit there and talk bad about each other. We downgrade each other. We intimidated by each other. Nobody wants to see each other better than them. You know what I mean? I think that we start working together and start sharing, that knowledge and wealth with each other, we'll come prosper. Because the only reason a lot of us is loners is because we don't find nobody compatible. It's like in a relationship. You don't find nobody compatible with you 100%. You're gonna sit there and do something else. Or you ain't gonna do that at
Facts,
all.
facts.
Or you get turned antisocial, and then now you ain't communicate with nobody else. Now you got people talking about you because you don't want to talk to them. You want to help them out. You want to support them, but not knowing it ain't the fact that you don't want to help them out, support them, but you just antisocial now. You scorn. You tired of people that talk to you and cheated you and misconfused the way you is life and don't give you credibility or show you no gratitude at what you do for the community, make you not want to do it no more.
Man.
It make
Well,
you want to just
thank
move
you.
on and go on about your life, but you don't have to, because of the person that don't want you to do this here. Because there's always be somebody that hates you, somebody that want to talk about you, somebody that envy you, jealous of you, and somebody just don't like what you're doing, or do like what you're doing, just don't know how to give you the gratitude. But you can't let that stop you from doing what you got to do. Even if you got to do it by your lonely, you continue doing it, because you're not never by your lonely. Because even though they say your enemy is close to you, most of your friends are far apart.
Right, 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 right. On a real Fetty, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. We gonna go ahead and get it
Always,
down.
always. Thank you for
Nah,
your
for sure.
answers, love. They mean something. Somebody gonna hear them and pay attention.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna get
that's
it to the
why
world.
that's why I started that little business right now called Jiggy Me, Ride and Share. Because simple fact is that we deal with a lot of people that go to Cash App, I mean DoorDash and Grubhub and Uber Eats and Uber this and that, and now one of them a black owned business. So my goal is to open up a black owned business through tech world that we don't have. And that's from my Jiggy Meat Ride and Share app, my Munchie Menu food and delivery app, my Vibe and Live, which you can go on and do everything you doing on Facebook Live and Facebook and Instagram and make money on and put your own content because it's black owned. I run that. You know what I'm saying? We see we with my team, we looking at everything you can do. So it ain't no discrepancy about that. This is ours. It's not theirs. It's ours. You know what I'm saying? So, and I got hood celebrities going and more apps coming because simple fact is this is what we have access to doing. They doing it. How you think Bill Gates and all them made that money? So I want somebody to do the same thing to me. I want somebody to come buy an app for me or to make me look 100 million.
Right.
I want it. You think I don't? Hey, D Town, I get 100 million. What you think we gonna do?
Man, listen, we what? We out of here. What the fuck is we going to an untouched island out here, goddamn, you know what I'm saying? No, that's a
But
fact, that's a fact.
I mean, I want it. I want it. I want to see what it's like. Ain't nothing wrong with saying, man, I want to be a trillionaire because I want to be a trillionaire. I want to see what it like to be a trillionaire. Man, why not?
On the
You'd
real.
be crazy not to. Man, that God gave you living prosperity, happiness, and joy and abundance, man. Get it how you live,
On
man.
the
Ain't
real.
the sky's the limit.
On the real, on the real.
Ain't the one where if you want to buy a whole block up, then go buy that whole block up. If you want to buy just a corner house, and you buy your corner house, whatever suits you best, you better go out there and get it and go after it nowadays. If you ain't at peace with God, you better patch it
No,
up.
that's a big fact. That's a big fact.
You know,
We got my man Arturo.
that's real
Arturo, you
talk.
there with me?
Yeah, I'm with you, homie. Big Q-Bone, what's going on? Glad I was able to listen to you and you sent the big message out to the what you was talking about earlier about the young generation wanting to get out and gain bang. A lot of them are being influential into that lifestyle. You have to turn them into the right direction and let them be influential into what's positive and not what makes them look cool and because there's nothing cool about being locked up. I tell them trouble is easy to get into and it's hard to get out of.
Man,
So
you ain't never lying.
Yeah,
just being on this app, you and Claiborne have been a big inspiration towards me, because a lot of things I be on negative stuff sometimes, but I have to just sit back and just analyze and just think, do I want to go back to this lifestyle? Do I want to go back to this direction? And I already got positive stuff going on, so I don't want to mess that up. But I have to learn how to get one person, just influence them to going into the right direction. That's the important part.
right.
Man, like my big homie tell me, man, D Tanner to hey bro, you straddling the fence, straighten up. You know what I'm saying? And I always appreciated that about D Tanner. He'd be up on me, bone just hey KO, what you doing? Nah, hey bro, you straighten up, bro. You straddling the fence.
But you can't straddle that
Yeah,
fence,
You
man.
know what I'm
yeah,
You
saying?
can't straddle that
yeah,
fence, man. You straddle that fence if you want to, boy. You're gonna be in
Hey
trouble.
man, listen, and that's why I'm saying, like, I'm just one of the homies that listen. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going, man, what you talking, man? I'm a listen, man. You hear me? But I told her,
Yeah.
man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, brother. We got my girl Red in here. You know what I'm saying? She doing her thing coming up. Red, you here with me? I done made Red fall asleep on me. Look at her. You better wake your game
Hey,
up.
see there, but I fell
No, I'm
asleep.
here. I'm here. I'm cooking.
Oh, look at her. Look, what you trying to impress the hump? Look, she's a chef too, Bone.
No,
So
I'm
look.
cooking.
Hey, look. I see her, Chef Peyton. Yeah, you think you ain't gonna, I do buy you text when you come
Right,
round. I see you in that good grace. I remember
right.
some of that. I don't know what you talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm making dinner. My bad, y'all. But Q-Bone, big shout out to you. Thank you for just being that community advocate for home because I know LA could be, whew, Lord Jesus, but we appreciate you and shout out to you. And we definitely got to lock in and do some cooking business.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at you right now. Not like the way them shrimp in that boil. Like you just did that.
Let's see.
Girl, I don't know what you talking about. We finna do a pop
Yeah,
up.
let's
Come
get it.
on.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
So you gotta go sign up on my page, Munchie Menu. It's a delivery food app I'm creating. It's pick up and delivery. So what it is Like you cooking at home, for example. You
Uh-huh.
sign up, put your menu on the app, like you put your menu on Instagram and everything, and nobody comes to your house. The driver from Jiggy Me will come pick up your order and deliver it to the people. See, Uber Eats and DoorDash, they don't come pick up from chefs at home. They only pick up at major restaurants. They won't pick up from chef at your house or nothing like that. See, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pick up
Oh,
something
you
from some.
finna
I got
change the
Okay,
game,
you
Bone.
right,
and we'll
right.
do
He
an
about to
A1
change
class
the
check
game.
because
I'm
it could be
on that.
raining. It could be 2 in the morning. You want to serve some food, and people come from the club. I know that you up. I'm gonna call you. Hey, what you got to eat? The
Right, and
driver
I'm
gonna
in
meet me at
Vegas,
the
so
house. Yeah,
I'm in
the
Vegas,
driver
and when
will.
I do get a brick and mortar, that's my plan to have it a 24 hour. When
Yeah,
I do
see,
get
that's what
my
I'm
brick
saying.
and
I'm gonna
mortar.
have 24-hour drivers. Your driver could be the person that you know. So that's creating a job for your son or your kid or some adult that's out there working at nighttime. That's out late night. I know a bunch of dudes out late night would love to go deliver food and do this and get some money. You know what I mean? Because that's what it's about right now. Graveyard shift. Morning,
Graveyard,
noon, and night.
exactly.
Morning, noon, and night. Just black on 24 hours. Jiggy me ride, share, and munchie menu on the food delivery. Check the
All
box.
right,
Hey,
for sure.
that's
I'm gonna
finna
look.
All
change
I'm
right.
the
gonna go on
Download,
that.
game.
download, Google download, any download app you can find it on. You can go on my Instagram page. It's there. I'm just trying to bring back the wealth in our community at every angle I can without the bullshit. You know what I mean? Because that's over with, man. We got to get our money front and center. We got to get our lives together, our communities together, man. And if we're going to be around each other, man, we got to love each other and share each other. And main thing we got to do is whatever religion we're about, we better start going to church, to mosque, whatever else together.
Right.
Right,
I ain't gonna lie, Bone. I'm finna go check that out. I'm gonna call you after this, man. That's big. That's the game changer right there.
right.
That's
That's
a
You
game
finna
everything.
changer.
change the game for so many chefs, bro. That is a game changer. Cause I'll be like, damn, I wish I could just, but they too far and all, or I got something to do, I can't get to them and all that. And now I can just, hey man, and what comes? What?
Yeah, because
Oh my god!
Uber Eats,
Straight out the
whatever, they not
kitchen.
gonna do it. I'm gonna come
Straight
get you.
out the
I'm gonna come
kitchen.
get it, man. We gonna come get it. Now I got Texas right now, New York, the Philippines, LA, the Bay Area. I'm trying to touch every city, every state in this world and the country with Jiggy Me Ride and Share and Munchie Menu. I'm trying to touch every environment. I'm trying to. I got another one coming up. I'm just gonna keep them coming. So, hey, Joe Bezos did it, and Bill Gates did it. So Charles
Come
Rachel
on
gonna do
now.
it.
What's
Come
So
what's
on
what's
everybody
now.
gonna
Zoe
do it.
what's
You watch.
Zoe Simon say? He said we about to wake the game up. Yeah, we
Brother,
about
we
to
to
wake
get
that
you
shit up
hear
real
me?
quick. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
man,
ahead
your
and put my
tattoo,
menu on
man. Come
Munchie
on now. Yeah,
menu
man.
for real.
We got to do that. We got to do that, Red. We in the food game. The food game is big right now. Cause see,
It's strong.
I want to do. I want to do these pop ups, man, where we go together and we just do like a tour. It's like a rap tour.
Right.
Food
Yep.
sell. Give these food a dining experience that they
Yep.
had never seen before. Coming. What?
Right. And then that'll be an open experience for a lot of chefs that do work from home because then pop up shops could, a lot of people that come out could be like, yeah, I want to do this person or that person, to come do my venue.
Yeah,
So
man.
that'll
Yeah,
be
yeah,
lit.
yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah, I
Hey,
got you, man.
listen, man.
Y'all
Go
go
ahead
load
and
up and
look.
shoot me,
Follow
man.
the homie, man, and go. You know what I
I
mean? He gonna
follow
follow
them.
you.
Make
Yeah,
sure you
get
follow
that
my
going.
Instagram, Q.Bone.
I just did.
All
I
right.
Yeah.
told you I was gonna get your
I'm going to for
food.
sure
You
tap
think
in with you.
I got in food, man? We gonna hey, you ain't said nothing, boy.
Come on, man. Come on, man. That's what I love to hear, man. Progress, man. You
I
hear
just
me?
went to the
Hey,
page, shared it
and
up a
she a
couple
bone too,
times.
and she's a bone too. Sure, what you talking about,
Look,
man? She's a bone too. You
Right.
know that.
and she's a bone, like, look,
She
Q
with the Bone
bone, red
Foundation.
bone, they
She's a part of
chefs
the
and all
Bone
that. Look at
Foundation, man.
y'all. No, that's what's up,
We're going
man.
to lock
Hey,
these bones in. We're going to lock these bones in.
that's for
Heck yeah,
sure.
shit. That girl got them oxtails going over there. You think I'll see all that? I done went way off this page, man. What you talking about? Shit, I done got hungry.
On the
I,
real.
I, I just told you about that spaghetti. Now look at her. She got that spaghetti going.
Yeah, that's what when you was talking about spaghetti in my PTR, I put challenge. I was like challenge. Yeah, baby, we gonna challenge.
Okay, I see you.
No, that's what's up. Hey man, listen, Red, make sure you make that follow up. You hear me? I want to hear some good things in 6 months, all right?
Yeah, I got you. I
Oh
Easy
got you.
yeah,
call.
man. She's a hustler with it, man. I appreciate that, man. That's what, because that's what it's about, man. We got to help each other, support each other, man, and and we can win all the
Most
time.
definitely, most definitely. We got my girl Ayana in here. Ayana, you there with me?
I'm here. Hey y'all.
And
I
Yana,
was
like
in
she
and
done went to
out.
sleep. And Yana went to sleep on us.
Not No, I'm here. I'm listening. I was in and out earlier during the actual interview, but I caught some really good points. But I don't have any questions. I just want to say, y'all are blessings. Y'all don't even realize how impactful y'all are to the world. You know what I'm saying? D Town, Clavon, and you, Q-Bone, because it's people that don't want us to prosper, even our own people, you know what I'm saying? So I'm so happy to see that it is a lot of people that actually do want progress and are working towards that, you know what I'm saying? And just like Nipsey Hussle did, we want his legend, his story to live on, you know what I'm saying? You guys are legends and you guys are not going to be forgotten about for sure. Keep going, and I definitely want to, hopefully if you throwing something in the West LA area or somewhere in the LA area and I find out about it, I would love to be in attendance. um and yeah, I'm just shout out to y'all. This was really dope, and I love when black men come together because we don't get to see this a lot. So
No
this
cap.
is dope.
Hey, look, I want to say something real quick, KO, before I go. Ayana just made a statement. Hey, man, we got the Soul Out store on Pico finna be coming up, man. I'm finna be starting my podcast to sit down with D-Town on Pico. So be looking out for that on my Instagram page for the pop-up shop, the Soul Out store. We gonna carry like all the local up and coming people that's clothing line. We're gonna put everybody clothing line up in there. You know what I mean? They're gonna have a section for the pop up shop. So it's gonna be real big. So just stay tuned. It's coming, Ayana.
Hey,
Oh
look,
yeah, I
man.
can't wait
Hey,
for
I'm
that.
waiting.
That's
I'm
what's
waiting
up.
for y'all interview too, man. Don't y'all gotta interview one another and
We
all that?
sure do.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We gotta
It's
get that
coming.
going. That sit down with D Town, all y'all on the audible. Well, we gonna make plays around here, man. What you talking
You feel
Yeah,
me?
D
And
Town, I'm coming for you in a couple
hey,
weeks.
look, hey, look, right?
about?
Look, no, it's crazy. Hey, it's crazy, right? Hey, no, look, y'all. Hey, you know, right? It's a big saying. Hey, it's a saying. They say a delay is not a denial. You know what I
Right,
mean? And KO, you know as well as I know, nigga, I've been in your ear for the last 5 years and you've been watching me do my thing for the last five, right?
right.
It's a good thing that I use my voice as a platform because I motivated all these niggas that got these podcasts. Every nigga that got a podcast out from the hood, nigga, they despised me when I was using my voice. So now I got a glimpse to sit back and watch them make all of the mistakes. See, they doing it for popularity. I'm doing it to change the narrative. You feel me?
Yes, I just
Right.
want to say one more thing. I'm just overwhelmed right now. Like I enjoy listening to y'all talk. I can listen to y'all talk all fucking day. So you, when your podcast come out, you already know I'm definitely streaming for sure. But y'all keep going, man, and stay safe out here. And protect y'all energy and just keep doing what y'all doing. Fuck the haters. Fuck anybody that got anything negative to say about anything y'all doing. Y'all doing the right thing for sure.
Nah, most definitely. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, she got a podcast too.
Yeah, y'all know
Oh,
audible. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We finna look, boom. We
Hey,
finna
hey,
we finna
Ayana,
get the whole
hey,
thing
man,
going.
hey,
yeah,
man,
let's throw it
I
down.
fuck around and link up, sit down with D-Town with
Come on,
Ayana.
look, we
You know
finna
what I
make a
mean? The
whole
same,
chain town. That's what we on.
they don't
Yeah,
even
it's
understand.
gonna go down. It's gonna go
They
down
don't
for
even
sure.
understand, man. It's all about seasoning and timing. You feel me?
Right,
Cause we
That's
Exactly.
here
what
for
I'm
the
saying. What you didn't
longevity.
do
We here
years
for the
ago, you doing
longevity.
now. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Is
Absolutely.
what we didn't do years ago, God made a plan for you now. He keep you hibernating and some he don't put you in jail. I can tell you that now. You put yourself in there. But he gets you up out of there. You know what I mean? And when you come home, he makes you uphold what you left out here. And that's it. He brings you back with your integrity and your morale and your composure. Look what you excel to be. D-Town, look when you came home and look where you at now. Look at a lot of the homies that come home, look where they at now, man, and stuff, because the growth is there. Sometimes you may take a bump and a bruise and a fall, but always remember, you yourself is never a failure until you yourself refuse to get back up.
right, right. On the real. And like I said, I couldn't be more honored, you know what I'm saying, to be up under dudes like y'all because again, a lot of like my generation, they be trying to like figure out where I get my direction and my navigation from. And it's like y'all just not paying attention. You dig what I'm saying? I'm honored to have big homies that's about something in the world. You know what I'm saying? Not just in the hood on some destructive shit, but like, Bone, your name means something to the world. D-Town, your name means something to the world. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm just following y'all footsteps. You dig what I'm saying? I'm a student of yours. You dig what I'm saying? And just playing my part, and there's gonna be somebody behind me. You dig what I'm saying? That's what I'm working on. One of the little homies that I can see some potential in, and stay in his ear the way D-Town was on me. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just playing my part, man, on the real. So I'm just, like I said, I'm just happy to be here today, being able to get this done, and getting this out to the world, man, on the real. Shar, are you there?
Sean,
Hello.
Hello.
hello. Now let me tell you something, boy. If y'all don't know Shar, boy, y'all better get to know Shar. Y'all better go find her Instagram page, boy. Let me tell you something. Shar. Now Shar, oh man, I ain't gonna lie. That's AD Town.
Hey,
Now you need to
yo,
follow Shar on Instagram, partner. I'm gonna tell
who?
y'all about Shar. Shar can tell y'all about herself, but I'm gonna tell you something, man. Shar at D Town, oh boy, that would be a conversation. Cause the topics that she be on and topic D Town be on, oh, it's gonna go down, boy. I
Oh
might
man,
even
I
see her
just
face.
followed her.
Boy. See her face.
I just followed her right now.
Hey, boy, she not no joke.
What's her Insta? Oh, okay, I see it.
Yeah,
Boy,
I'm
hey
Thank you,
tuned
Town,
in.
QB. I
you would go, boy,
appreciate
you
you.
and her would be a topical situation,
Oh,
man.
hey, Sean. Oh, I ain't fucking with her. She didn't repost my shit.
What did he say?
Hey, I reposted one of your well, you on my page somewhere, girl.
Did you really?
Yeah. My Instagram name is Too Much Detail, but Instagram
Red.
think it is too much. Yeah.
I told you, hey, she gonna tell you women about your man in the good way.
Oh, y'all
And
got
I'm
to
gonna
get
tell
up
Yeah.
on
and I'm
her.
hey look, hey, and I'm gonna tell you women about your man.
Okay. We gotta make it happen. We gotta make it
On the
happen.
real.
But seriously, QB, I just want to thank you for showcasing perseverance, showing what perseverance looks like. I thank you for empowering others and uplifting others. I thank you for having a pure heart with pure intentions. We need more men like you. Thank you for being an example of what a real man stands for and what it is, and what he is. And so I just want to pay homage to you, give you your flowers now and much respect. And thank you even for encouraging me. Like, I appreciate the encouragement that you send me. It is so valuable to me, and it's very uplifting to me. So thank you for that. I do have shout out really quick, shout out to the Cash Out Squad. I appreciate y'all. This is dope what you guys are doing. But I do have a question, QB. Do
Yeah.
you have women who have backed you and shown support, and if so, how have they aided you in stopping gang violence?
By now that's a good question too, though. But it's inspiring because I do have a lot of homegirls from different hoods. Like I could say, um, one girl, for example, her name is Fudge. She's from Fortray. Now, our hoods was enemies for years and decades, and me and her got real close during the gang truce, and she's really like inspired me to continue on from a woman's point of view with the gang bang because she's gang banging, and
Hmm.
she's a significant in her hood too as well. But she's also as positive, just as strong, like a male version of a female version of me. So, she always has inspired me because she stayed on my toes about doing this, doing that, and to see a woman that once wanted me probably dead to inspire me to live longer, and showing me that the love is there no matter what. Like I bought her in the hood during the peace treaty. She didn't want to go. I bought her in the homegirl seen her. They didn't like her. They wanted to rush her and this and that, but they didn't. And she showed them that it ain't like that. It can be, but it ain't like that. She wasn't scared, and the bond that she brought to the table shows me that women in gang bang ain't no different than man gang banging. It's just a physical difference. But there's some women out here today that's just as hard as these guys yesterday, and these
Hmm.
women yesterday because they're more wise and more smart and more older, and they're heading households. She raising her kids and some of her young homies and stuff and everything. So yeah, yeah. And without the woman in the streets, their lifestyle, a lot of stuff, good and bad, wouldn't be going on. Wouldn't be going on. Just like a lot of wars wouldn't be going on if it wasn't for the woman.
Yeah.
A lot of wars
Yeah.
going on right now today wouldn't be going on if it wasn't for the woman.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now we
Yeah.
appreciate you, Shaw, on the real, man, popping in and just being a part of this, man. I knew that this interview was gonna be one of them exclusive special ones. You know what I mean? I typically do them under an hour, but I'm like, nah, I'm letting this one flow free to make sure that the world got as much information from my big bro as possible, from my big homie D Town and Q.Bone, because these, like I said, are great men and they and coming out of my community. You know what I mean? Like I'm a third generation to these guys. You know what I'm saying? Well, I think me. So okay, now Bob, why you here, Bone? Okay, so I can just because I be confused in that part, right?
Yeah.
So me and D-Town, we in the same generation. Because how does generation shit working? Okay, I need to know this because I'm third generation. D-Town, you third generation too, right?
No.
Nah.
Second generation,
No.
huh?
No. Y'all fourth generation.
Oh, I'm okay. So I'm in the fourth
Y'all the
generation.
fourth. Y'all in the fourth, fifth generation. Y'all in the fourth generation, really, basically.
Okay,
Tell you the truth about it because you gotta look at it. We had the big homies. Then I'm the second generation. See, the big homies, Fat Dog and Poke and Chew and Diamond D, all them the big homies. Season Mike,
right.
them the big homies. Me, Killer Crazy, Baby Down, and Baby D, and Angel, all of us is our generation. Then you got T Bone, Lil Q Bone, all them. That's that generation. That's the
Well,
third
why we just can't call it errors then? Because
Well,
that mean
era.
it's
That's what
five.
I'm
That mean
saying.
it's
Era,
five
era. That's
generations.
era. That era.
Again,
That's what I
I
call it.
think.
Era. You know, it sounds more
I mean,
better.
but how
Era.
long does a generation last? How
Right.
you feel about it?
That's kind of where I was confused at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say 2 year, 3 year, 2 year. It could be 1 year, because, for example, me and Lil Cubone, I'm 59. Lil Cubone be 57 right now. You
I
feel
get
me?
it.
So
But you a
stupid is
generation above
58.
him though.
Stupid is 58. So stupid is not my generation. Stupid could be my generation, but the way it's laced up, stupid is not my generation. I'm the last of my generation age because my homies like 59, 60, anybody 60, 59, 58 is considered our generation, right? But then it's not. Really 2 years of generations is generation, basically. So you can mop that up into now. When it got to y'all generation, it got expanded to like four or five different ages. You feel me?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
You
So
know,
what I
the
was
age
saying is, so is
span,
that's the
the
generations
era
of our
span.
community specifically, or is that the generations of the Keyways in
That's
general?
no, that's really basically in every community.
Hey,
That's what
Bo.
it's basically about. Like that. It's like
Hey,
that.
Bo. I
Yeah.
don't know though, cause me and Lil Johnny, we kind of different. We been off the porch since we was like 9 though,
What I mean,
10, like
yeah,
really off the porch.
what's the difference between you and Johnny? Yeah, four eras of generation. That's 4 years. So you took your years. In my generation, it was only 1 year. So it was me, Killer Crazy, Bo, Gangster Rock, Chaos, uh, Gino, Big Cartoon. We all the same age. Rave, Baby D. We all the same age. Then you got T Bone. So the next year is Stupid. So Stupid's generation don't have that many people. So Stupid could fall under my generation or Lil Q Bone's generation, which would be a leading of that generation. Because that's like him and Lugene, Gary Nutt, Marty Fly Eyes, Phil Malone, rest in peace. See,
Well,
all
shit,
that
nigga,
generation,
I'm
that
sixth
generation of dudes
generation,
wasn't
nigga.
that many.
Hey, I'm sixth generation because I came behind Tiny Ken Dog, and
That's
you
the
feel me?
fourth, and that's the fourth generation.
So I'm fifth, so I'm fourth generation then with them
Yeah,
niggas,
that's what
Baby
I'm saying.
C and
That's the
all them
fourth
niggas.
generation. Tiny Ken Dog and all them
So KO,
come
we
under the
fourth
fourth
Okay,
generation,
yeah,
generation.
nigga.
well, okay, then I'm all right with
See, and that's
that.
like, and that fourth generation don't span for 1 year, 2 years. That fourth generation they span for like 4 years.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Okay, well, well, these new niggas, they ain't part of my generation
right,
then.
Of course, of course. That's the sixth. You talking about the fucking sixth, fifth, or sixth
right,
generation? Now that
But
generation carried on for like 5 or 6 years because no one
hey,
recruited
but
over them years.
hey, hold on, nigga. What you mean? Nigga, I started a whole gang in the community. I started Powerful Riders, nigga.
right.
Ain't no Gremlin Riders without D Town.
Right.
So yeah, that's
Y'all
a whole
niggas
See,
nother
need,
first
y'all
the
need
yeah.
to put
first
me behind
generation of
that shit.
Gremlins. So you got to read the first generation of Gremlins started in 1987.
Facts.
Damn, I
See,
was
that was
only
the first
1
generation. That
years
was the
old.
Gremlins started in
I was fifth.
1987. Was we didn't have we didn't use the word Gremlins. We was the little homies. That was it. Broadway little homies. We was the
That's
little
how
homies. We
we
was
came
West Town
Gremlin because they
Five and the
wouldn't let us.
Broadway gang.
Yep.
We what is
Yep.
fabulous. The fabulous part came in with T-Bone and Q.Bone them generation. Our generation came under Fathers Broadways and Whitey's Enterprise.
Uh,
And then when
okay.
Q-Bone and them start wearing them starter jacket, T-Bone, they start saying a fabulous 50s off of the hood. See, the White Enterprise was just based off of a few of us that went over there, from the hood that went over there. So our husband wearing Sergio Tanichi and Fila BJ back in 82, 83, 84.
You make that shit sound good,
Yeah, on
boy.
the real, as I'm sitting here, I was just trying to make a point where y'all got men from different, 50s, 40s, 30s, what I'm saying, different
Yeah,
all
82,
in
I
one
was
room, you know
17
what I'm
years
saying?
old. You got
Yeah, I
82, I'm
know.
17 years old coming home, at 17 years old coming home from Camp Gonzalez, and I start putting on Sergio Tanichi and Fila BJ's riding around in a Cadillac instead of a lowrider, walking around a motherfucking perm, walking around this motherfucker hustling with money in my pocket instead of a gun in my pocket. We ain't got to rob and steal from nobody. And shit, we got it. You know what I mean? We doing what we got to do now. We ain't up in no shacks. We in real houses, apartments now. You know what I mean? We heading west, not on a G ride, in our own ride. You know what I mean? Whether it was a tag or whatever, we was in Cadillac and lowriders and Skylarks and we stopped shopping at the bail sales and the surplus and started going to the mall. Wasn't even no swap meets. Period. I'm
Right,
talking
right,
about
right.
you either went to the surplus or you went to the mall. And we started at the
Hmm.
Fox Hill Mall when they first started opening up. We was the first ones up in Fox Hill Malls at Farouz buying Coogee sweaters, Fila BJ, Sergio Tanichi silk shirts, corduroy pants, members only jackets, and stuff like that. This is 1982, 83.
Damn,
Damn,
nigga,
Going
I was
down.
one.
nigga, look, I wasn't even born. God
I'm 17 years old then.
That's
Walking around
right.
going to Manual Arts. We going to Manual Arts and Snack Track. Wasn't no swap meet on 42nd. It was Manual Arts, and we took that over in 82 because the way we was not playing.
Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy. So look, I want to go ahead and get through the rest of the folks so we can go ahead and wiggle up out of here. Casey, you there with me?
Yes, I'm here.
You go ahead and you got
Casey
the
been here
flow,
for a
baby. You want to
long
give
time,
some
man.
shout outs, ask any questions, anything to that nature?
Yes, I'm giving shout outs to Bone. That's my folks.
We go
Hey,
way
Bone.
back, man, Casey. We go
Yes.
way, way back, man. Now that's a lady I can say before she speak that's inspired me, man, as a mother, as a homegirl, and has prospered and moved up in life, man. It's always been that smile on her face, like you see on that picture right there, and on her profile.
Thank you, Bone. Same to you, man. Like, man, you've always been one of the real ones. Like, when we was young in our 20s going out on Sunset, Bone always made sure we got to our car safe. He was just always a gentleman. Just my folks. Like, we go way, way, way
Yeah,
back.
for real, for real. Century Club days.
Century Club and the clubs on Sunset we used to go
Yeah,
to was the
yeah.
Miyagi's and
Hollywood, the
stuff like
low
that.
riders events. It didn't matter. It wasn't too many motorcycle events then. Wasn't no motorcycle events then. Wasn't nobody riding. It was low rider events. Hollywood Club was it.
Yes, the
So
low
you
rider
you come out
events
you
and
come out his
yes.
generation, Casey?
Well, I'm just a little bit younger, just a little tad bit, but I used to be
Tad
up in
bit.
there. I wasn't even
Okay.
21, but I would be up. I used
Hey,
to
so
be
look,
up
it's safe to say ain't nothing new under the sun.
in. But yeah, I've always been like, and it's always been my environment, like like my folks, and we
Yeah,
just
she come in
always had a
sharp.
good time.
Casey
Oh
come in
yeah,
sharp, ply with it, man.
oh
And
yes, oh
she's
yes.
always protected. So that smile. I said, come on, Casey, you coming in.
Right, right, right.
You make sure you walk the car safely. I'm out there with y'all. Shoot,
Yes,
man.
from
No.
Prince Club to we used to be up in the Glam Slam Prince Club,
Yeah, yeah.
Tupac, all of us chilling. Like that was man. We done had a
That was
good
way
time in
before it was
life.
Secret Sundays. Way years before it was ever Secret Sundays. The Grand Slam.
The Glam Slam, yes, on Third and Boylston, man, that was the spot.
That was a spot. Yeah, we had many nights up in there, boy. I ain't lying. That's for real, for real. You gotta realize that, man. And so, yeah, Casey been around, man. And how your son doing on the music? Her son is rapping too, Clay, man. Ko. That her son is coming up, man. And she's, she's managing him and she stays on him, man. That's a good thing to be a mother slash manager, to her
Nah, for
son,
sure.
in career. It's
Thank
hard.
you.
Yeah, now I
It's
just followed you on
amazing.
Instagram
Thank
right
you.
now, Casey. I'm gonna tap in with
Okay.
you. You know what I mean? Yeah, stuff like that. Like I said, I built this platform to make sure that the people around me and in my circle of life they get to hear some real truth, man. Because we got a lot of people running around, spreading false narratives about too much stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know what, I gotta just play my part. So I definitely appreciate you tapping in with us today and just, just hanging out with us. Like I said, I usually only do interviews for about an hour, but I knew I was gonna let this one be one of the most special ones because, Bone has been such an inspiration. D-Town has been such an inspiration in my life, and there's other big homies as well. Like I said, that's been such an inspiration in my life to, push me to where I'm at today, you know what I'm saying, as a young man. So yeah, I appreciate you popping in on the real.
Thank you, thank you. Good, thank you for having this room for Bone, for one of the real
Nah,
ones.
no problem at all. Yeah, no, that's for sure. I'm gonna roll out the blue carpet for my homie every time. You hear me?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
this just the
yes.
beginning. You just the beginning. And I just really start getting on Clubhouse and stuff. So I'm finna dance show, get on here more often and put the skills down to effect. Especially support the homie and be on there and doing the team. You know what I mean? Because I'm a team player, man. And that's one thing about it. We have to help each other out and work together with each other. It's not about being to ourselves. When you walk in your home, you leave the streets out there. So that's the only time that you are separating yourself from the quality of life with others is when you walk into your home. You know what I'm saying? You do it your
Right,
home.
right.
We
Nah,
got to do
most
that.
definitely, most definitely. Charles White, what's going on, big dog? You still here with us?
Oh, what's going on, bro? Hey, I was gonna ask you, Q-Bone. I see you got something called vibinlive.com in Fomazy. What's that about? What made you
Well,
create that?
Vibe and Live is an app that's just like Facebook and Instagram and stuff. We go on there and we try to put our content up and utilize their platforms to better our programs, our platforms, our pages, our businesses and stuff. And they seem to want to shut us down. So Vibe and Live was created because we vibing, you know what I mean? And we can put our content on there and vibe with each other and sell each other's product to each other. And we have our own platform. Like that old saying I always say that preachers say, well, I don't need to sit at y'all table. We got our own table. You know what I mean? So Vibe and Live is that table. Full Maze is that same table like Facebook and Instagram, a social media app. That's not just a website. It's an app you can actually put your content on that we're on, and we control everything that's going on that content that's on that page. So you can make some money and keep the money wealthy in our communities. That's what it's about.
Okay, so I could you could charge on there. You don't gotta have hella followers and like that?
No, now just like subscriptions that's on Instagram and Facebook, you can set up your own subscription and you can charge people for their content, like fans only. Just like on Instagram, the other page, you could charge content, or you can go and let them free and let them see it, and you could charge content, whether it be $5 a month, $3 a month, or $2 a week, or however you charge it, whatever content you feel better. And people come on and you can make money with your content now, as of they saying what they doing it on Instagram and Facebook.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so let me ask you one more question. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I see you keep saying something about Fomazy, and then that's the same, or what is that?
That's the same page, but it's more Fomaze is more geared towards like Facebook page and Instagram page setup. You know what I mean? Where you can go live on there, just like Instagram. You can set your content on there. Basically, they're almost the same, but one is for a more monetary charge. The other one is for more social activities, and you can still get your content out there and market your stuff on there. And use the tools that we use to provide for you to market it on there on the fullmazy.com because it's also an app. It's not just a page. It's not a social media. It's a site. It's an app where you can do the same thing. You can social network across all different platform and boards.
Oh, okay, so I could download it then, huh?
Yeah, you
In
can
the App
download it on
Store.
iPhone and everything. All the apps you can download on iPhone and Google Store because
Oh,
that's
okay.
what it is. Apps. They're not just pages right now on Instagram.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, shit. Well, shout outs to you, man. You the owner of that?
Yes, sir. CEO and owner of that, man.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so
See,
continue. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna continue doing the tech stuff because that's what we need nowadays. We need more people to get involved in tech world since that tech world is being involved in our lives. Everything getting digital. So I'm keeping up with the
exactly.
Joneses. I'm keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Well, yeah. Well, that's all I wanted to say. And I'm shit. I'm proud of you, bro. Like I said, man, I've been watching you on Instagram, and I've been seeing your thing. I seen when they deleted your page and shit like that. I was wondering what happened to you. Then I see you pop back up. So like I said, keep on doing what you're doing, man, and inspiring us, man. I appreciate it, man. Yeah. Thank y'all for letting me talk.
For sure.
Yep.
Nah, no problem, no problem. I appreciate you. We got Miss West. Miss West, you there with me?
Hey y'all. So as some of y'all can see, I'm in here moderating for the Big Q-Bone and letting you guys know about all of his businesses, Munchie Menu, Fomazy, Vibe and Live, Hood Celebrity. Go and download these apps. I see you guys got much love for the big homie, so make sure you support the community and tell everybody. The whole thing about putting all these tech apps together is we got to tell everybody to go and use them. So share them with people, even if it's not something that you want to use. Maybe somebody else might want to use it, and then you can also make money by referring people to use these apps. So join the affiliate programs of all of his apps at Munchie Menu, at Vibe and Live, Fomazy.com, and make sure that you tell everybody, get your money, put your food on there, do everything that all of it says to do, and get you some money out here in these streets. He's trying to help the community build itself back up and stop the recession. We want to keep the money in the community. All right. Thank you for letting me speak.
Nah, most definitely, most definitely. We appreciate you just being here again, Q.Bone. It was definitely an honor. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm just, overwhelmed right now, man, because it just again feels good to be able to be a positive vessel in the world and like general and just not just the hood but just in general, man, to society. And now they get to see, what I'm saying, where I'm modeled from, what I mean, because me being a young man and coming from the gang culture, and I don't never tell them that I'm not. I always explain like, hey man, I'm not a reformed gang member. I'm still, tuned in with my community and stuff like that. I'm just not destructive. I'm productive. You know what I mean? But just for them to hear you and hear D-Town and stuff like that, man, and just to hear us in one room being, productive, and now they get to see where I get it from. You know what I'm saying? So I thank you again, D-Town. I thank y'all all the time, man. Y'all know I love y'all, man, forever. You dig what I'm saying? And I appreciate y'all just giving me your time and then believing in me. You dig what I'm saying? At the same time, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's like, without y'all, I wouldn't have had no blueprint. I wouldn't have had no blueprint. You know what I mean? So I like I said, I appreciate y'all again, man, coming through, hanging out with us today. Y'all can catch us every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You know what I'm saying? Going live with some of the dopest people in the world. Today we have my big homie Q.Bone in the building. You know what I'm saying? Gang activist, celebrity chef. We got my man D-Town, hard heads to hard hats. You dig what I'm saying? All up in the building at once. We got my girl Ayana Audible in the building. You know what I'm saying? We got my girl Red. She's up in here doing her thing, cooking up and all that. We got my girl Fetty. Make sure y'all get up on her if y'all need them tattoos. My man DJ 808. Come on, bro. I appreciate you coming through for me every time, bro. I love you for that, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all get up with 808 as well, man. We gonna get up out of here. God bless y'all. Stay focused, stay vigilant. Until next time, America. DJ 808, let's go, big dog.
It's the truth, my nigga.
What up, O's?
I throw these foes for big joke. I was raised around loads, purple denim, black jeans, and double C's on my coat. To these fiends, I'm a goat. In the desert, moving boats. Off the Don Juan, baby, get amazing with the throat. We the type to have them put us on the flyer and I go. Hey, playing with a ghost, getting turned into a ghost. See my daddy so dope, and my granny smoke dope. You either serve it to the fam or let them get it on their own. I need a Mozzie for the poverty in them times when we was broke. Told bro, just point, I'ma let this big bitch blow. Finger fucking Nina Ross, till my wrist get swole. We dump the clip, switch whips with a flick stick gone. Hey, Oos, man, I don't even think this shit need no hook. Cut on EDB, let me just go off. Hey, Scrappy was gone physically, been fucking with me mentally. And you don't got no say so in my life like what you did for me. Been trying to escape differently, can't let these niggas get to me. This 4-5 got soul ties on 2-5, don't mention me. Mama praying for me constantly, she know this Glock on me. A smooth talking pimpin' ass crip, that's just my pops and me. Sliding like a hockey team, the ops don't never bother me. And niggas get caught slipping while he pissin', stay from off them beams. You say got me devilish, we like my medicine. You still got your brother, I lost mine, you better cherish him. Cause when that time come, just don't be scared of it. I'm still blickied up, in they section in OPP. KS, they get stretched, never stress, she don't give neck on to the next like where your best. Don't get stuck, don't tryna step, chase me down, hop that fence, tuck the Smith and then we dip. Fuck the boys, push the whip, this to hit me in this bitch. Nigga, they ain't catching shit before they put me in them chains, bitch. I'm empty in that clip, was taught to never chase a bitch. Before them coins, I'm gon' sprint. Lost my unk at like 10, it's fucked up, that's what it is. He ain't get to see me live, but through me, he gon' live. Sister told me I'm gifted, gon' get us out of these trenches. Houses with ponds and some fishes, how niggas try to be living. I'm steady keep dissing. Number two, he just so tempted, I just sit back and listen. Told y'all that I'm on the mission. I'm just trying to get riches. Young nigga focus on chicken, but we not sparing shit. Demon time, till it's niggas time, and then they heaven said we them niggas they can't step against. Fuck who they reppin' with. Texas Smith for anything that's heavy on that extra shit. Rapping like a president, these green beams excellent. Blow his stomach with some ultrasounds like a pregnant bitch. And show him how we sin again and sin again like messages. Niggas think they K the gang, bitch you ain't all that shit. Catching down bad, doing bad. Nigga rep that shit, niggas be big gangsters online. They be telling skits, couldn't be my man, that ain't the plan. He would've took a bid. Got her outside line, said she flying, she really worked the strip. Need like 25, no lie, I prefer them 10s. Bad bitch, perked up in her ass like she turned a script. Perked up in her ass like she turned a script.